For their first ever win over an SEC team, the 18th ranked Wildcats entertain NAU. The D-backs are in Houston to take on the Astros today. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword festival to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Sunny and hot for your Friday to finish off your work week. An excessive heat warning issued for the Phoenix metro area. Finishing on this Friday at 110 in the afternoon hours, 89 your overnight low. Saturday mostly sunny and 108. I'm Celeste Rodriguez with your Fox 10 weather experts.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Time with family, laughs with friends, and cash back. Discover's got you covered on the last one. That's because Discover doubles all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with cash back match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
You're live.
All right, Manuch, it's going to be an interesting show today.
Yeah. Why do you say that, Rock?
Got glasses on.
Get your glasses on.
So I had an annual eyeglass appointment just now, and I'm like 2020 or 2015 or whatever.
Sure.
Blood pressure was 118 over 79.
That's pretty good, Rock.
Yeah, pretty good. So I was all happy.
Before the show.
Before the show, yeah. And it's going to change the next 3 hours. But they put this stuff in your eyes, these drops, and it was funny. So the gal puts the drops in my eyes, and then she leaves. Yeah, doctor will be in a little bit, and I didn't know what they were doing, and then and she walks back in, and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, man, I do need glasses. Maybe I do need to be here. Maybe the guy upstairs saying, because it's just an annual. They called me like a week ago. Hey, we have you scheduled for. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go, and then I'm like, all right, and then she starts laughing because she notices that I'm struggling. And she goes, yeah, that's going to make you a little blurry for a good 3-4 hours. And I'm like, damn.
Dilate a little bit there, huh, Rock?
Yeah. I mean, it's blurry. So I think today doesn't count for – I don't think we should have Jack's Rewind today.
Oh, okay.
Because I think I would be part of it.
You might be fumbling.
I'm excited for the ad
read.
reads. Yeah, the ad reads and the name.
Literally got these readers, and I'm like, the people are watching.
I got to tell you, Rock,
YouTube.
for a guy that's 56 years old, for no eye issues at all, that's pretty damn good. I started having the –
I got this thing. I don't know what it's called. I got this little thing in my eye that's been there forever. It looks like it's bloodshot.
Yeah.
It's called something. I can't pronounce
it. Is it a stigma?
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But it starts with a T.
Yeah, you're lucky.
And they're like, well, if you want to take it out, we can. But right now it's just cosmetic. So if you're doing all right, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
You never notice. Your eyes.
You would never know.
You never know. So,
anyway, but
so you got a disclaimer for today is what you're saying.
Yeah, I want to get that out early.
Good.
The reader thing. I mean, for all you that are listening that have eyeglasses, man, I don't know how your neck gets sore.
Yeah,
look it up, look it down. How long does it take to get used to that?
It took me with mine are we call progressive, so I got the bifocals. And when I had my readers, they were fine, but it takes you a while because your balance gets off a little bit. When I had my progressives, it took me a good month because when you look down, that's when it blows up. Look up, you can see distance. So for you today, Rock, you might be a little dizzy. You might be showing that 56 with that old man cheater. We call them cheaters. The readers,
the
old cheaters.
Well, we're out here at Wright Toyota. That's where we are every Friday going into the first week of the NFL season. Sean Salisbury is going to join us here this hour. Looking forward to catching up with him. We have a couple It's Your Call questions of the day. The most basic one that you would have on a Friday is who will win on Sunday, Cards or Bills? And those are your two choices. You can go to rockandmanuch.com, or excuse me, just add Roc and Manuch on Twitter. I thought maybe I'd try to mix it up a little bit. So I added, what would be the biggest storyline for the first month of the NFL season? Biggest storyline. And there's about 15 really good storylines that we could have used, but you can only do 4. And I decided, okay, Chiefs, Get it?
I get it.
A three-peat. Okay, I have that in there.
Very good, Rock.
The Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Of course, that's a big story. We'll
Sure.
get into that in second hour. Back page in New York was great today. The rookie quarterbacks on the field. I mean, that's been a big story. There were six drafted, 3 are starting.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll dive into some of that. And then the new rules in officiating. The new rules last night with 9 out of 10 kickoffs, 9 out of 11, and there was only two. All the rest were touchback. There were 2 returns.
That's it.
So that was it. So that's one of our it's your call questions. So what is the biggest storyline for the first month of the year? Three-peat for the Chiefs, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, the rookie quarterbacks, or new rules and officiating. So we're getting into that. Sean Salisbury will talk to us about that as well. We will also get an opportunity to catch up with Scott Spreitzer, do some picks. We have a lot of games. We'll have our picks as well. And then we'll catch up with one Steve Tasker for you Buffalo Bills fans and talk about this game on Sunday. It's interesting because it's a new era there for the Buffalo Bills. You know, you lose some of their star players on offense which was a big percentage of their plays and their success. You still got Josh Allen, but then, you know, with Coach Brady in there as their offensive coordinator now, he kind of took over, got the promotion towards the middle of the season, and then they were on fire. They won a lot of games. I think they only lost 1 game, right? So now they have a fresh start. Josh Allen's got a full year of him as the OC, not the quarterback coach. And the more you kind of do your homework on the Bills, I know a lot of people don't think they're going to be good. I think they're flying on the radar. And I think they're going to destroy the Cardinals on Sunday.
Well,
because the Cardinals give up the most yards on defense or points on defense for the last 2 years. They have done nothing in the offseason to improve that. Nothing. They've lost guys, okay? The Bills like to run the ball, and they have a hell of a running back in Cook that could be a big deal. He could rush for 150 yards on Sunday.
I think the other thing, too,
is I don't think they're going to stop the run. They've never been able to stop the run.
Yeah, but the Bills have had a hard time stopping the run, too. You lose Poyer and you lose Hyde, 2 of your stars on the defensive side.
But it's not like the Cardinals are known as a running team.
No, but I'm saying as far as the passing game
last year they were.
Oh, the last 5 games, right? They're one of the top running teams.
I love what we just said last 5
games.
Well,
but that's when Kyler Murray got involved.
And that's the new regime with Gannon and what they have offensively, too. But, Rock, I think you make a good point, too, but I think there's a bunch of question marks with the Bills offensively. You got a guy in Keon Coleman you got in the first round, and you're going to ask Shakir to step up in a number 2 role and a Curtis Samuel who hasn't really been in the starting lineup at all. You mentioned the DBs too, Manuch. DeMar Hamlin barely played last year, and he's going to be your starting free safety. Hell of a story. Glad he's back on the field, but he hasn't gotten a lot of experience there at that starting free safety spot.
You alluded to this in the open there, Rock, that when you lose 20 to 30% of your offense from one guy, Stephon Diggs is gone, that's a lot. So to that point of relying more on Cook, relying more on your tight end, distributing the ball more. And what Brady did is he brought more of a balance to the offense. Now, that's why Diggs got a little heartburn. He wasn't getting the ball quite as much as he wanted to. But you know what? They started to win.
Yeah.
They were more consistent. And, Stefan, I hate to tell you, but it's about the team and not about me. But defensively, you can run on them. They lost some studs on the defensive secondary. So for the Cardinals, they got to pound the football as well, too. And then, again, we'll see where Kyler Murray and this chemistry with this receiving core is going to be.
I think another thing to consider here is the noise that's been around the Buffalo Bills over the last couple of years. Going into the last couple of years, the odds makers in Vegas had them going to the Super Bowl or bust. I don't think they have the pressure this year. I don't think they are one of those teams that, oh my gosh, if they don't do it this year, they're going to blow it up. I don't think they have that pressure. So I don't know if the local or the national media guys are definitely not the national guys. We'll talk to Steve Tasker. He's part of the local there. But is that a big deal? I mean, because, you know, internally, we don't know what's going on with that organization.
Well, I think what brought that on, Rock, was when you allow, half of your secondary to go, you allow your top receiver to go. So you've got 4 or 5 guys that are no longer on this team that were huge pieces of that team being 1 game away from a Super Bowl. Now, you look at 2 out of the last 3 years, the Chiefs have prevented them from going to the Super Bowl. And then there's the Chiefs there again. But when you lose that kind of cachet on your offense and your defense, I'm just very interested to see how McDermott handles that defense and what they do on the offensive side. So Brady, Josh Allen's going to be Josh Allen. He'll get his 300 yards passing, maybe 80, 90 yards rushing. But I think for Josh Allen, he'll have to rely more on this receiving core and trust all of his reads and check the ball down instead of just trying to not so much chuck it down the field to Stephon Diggs, but get the big plays to Diggs when they need them. Your home run hitter, I don't know who your home runner is going to be. You talked about Samuel. He might be your home run hitter.
James Cook's their home run hitter.
Well, he's their running back.
Dalton Kincaid as a tight end position too.
They've got weapons. Everybody needs to kind of pump the brakes on the Bills.
No, it's like you lose Diggs. I think everybody's think they lost everything.
Well, they lost a lot of their offense.
Gabe Davis too. Also,
yeah, he was another one that was.
Yeah.
You know what? If there's an opportunity for the Cardinals to go in somewhere and take advantage of all this.
Here we go.
All this minutia.
Come on. Where's the minutia? There isn't any. That's my whole point. What I just said.
We just talked
There's
about
no pressure. There is none.
Okay. Well,
what is there? There's no quarterback change there. There's no head coaching change there. There's no GM change there. This is they're just flying under the radar.
Okay, they might be, but you lose 40% of your offense with two receivers that are gone. That's a big nut to lose, Rock. In Buffalo, as a quarterback, they're like, damn, okay. But I think they're well coached. If this is a team that nobody's giving them any credit, there is that proverbial chip on their shoulder as well, too, that nobody's talking about. And Steve Tasker could probably address that a little bit more at 3:30 this afternoon.
Yeah, so we'll get into a lot of that today. D-backs have a set with the Houston Astros, and we will talk to Sean Salisbury about that as well, because he is part of one of our sister stations, part of the iHeartRadio family. Sports Talk 790 in Houston does the morning show, the Sean Salisbury Show. So we'll be on the Fox, will be on the mound for the Snakes today, and then Valdez, who's got 13 wins, the lefty for Houston, will be on for them as D-backs were denied the 3-game sweep yesterday as they fell 3-2 to the Giants.
Well, and Valdez, hey, he's a hell of a pitcher. And here, again, a couple of teams that are basically, when you stop and think about it, are somewhat in the hunt. And for this Diamondback team, as Troy Lovello said, hey, look, we got to play good baseball every day. Can't get caught up in scoreboard watching with, 22, 23 games left in the season, and just play good, solid baseball. What's a concern is the starting rotation, aside from Merrill Kelly last night, had a hell of a game. I thought played very, very well. Is these guys, you look at Kelly, look at Zach Gallen having the no-hit ball in 6 innings, is that they have that continued good outings and going deep. Kelly goes 7 1/3 last night. If they can do that and they help their bullpen out, give them a little blow, if you will, because the bullpen's really struggled. That's been the key as far as them giving up big runs, has been the bullpen.
I think Fault has had a pretty good year. I mean, he's 9-7, 4.32 ERA. He's had 155 strikeouts in 160 innings. I mean, he's going for his 10th win. He's playing well, and he just came off a pretty good game against the Dodgers where he went 5 2/3 and only gave up 3 runs. So, I mean, this is a good pitching matchup tonight. Yeah. A real good pitching matchup.
And they got a little bit, the Astros got a little bit of they're going to win that West. I mean, they're up, 4.5 games up on Seattle. But again, for them, it's at that point, when you're up 4.5 games, you're going to win the West, American League West. Do you continue to play the next 23 games? Do you rest a few guys? You got to get guys healthy that are dinged up.
Well, it's too early for that, isn't it?
Well,
I mean, when you're up, 5? What are they up
5? Up 5, yeah.
1 minute.
But I still think you got 3 weeks out. It's going to be very difficult for the Mariners to catch us. But they lost. They were 5-5 the last 10. Mariners 5-5. But it's going to be a good series. I think Houston last year, who snuck in the back door to win the to go to the playoffs. And then the Diamondbacks, who snuck in the back door, just continue to play good, solid, fundamental baseball.
Hey, Headline is brought to you today by our football promotion that we're doing with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. It's called the Fantastic Sweepstakes, the tailgating sweepstakes, where all you got to do is text PEAKS to 59925. You can do it every day for your chance to win an amazing grand prize. It's one prize, and you win the following: a Traeger grill, a Blackstone griddle, a pizza oven, a cornhole set, a portable beer pong table, an outdoor projector and inflatable screen, a cooler, multiple cases of Cocoa 5, a $250 Twin Peaks gift card, and Wild Gear tumblers. It's a great promotion. It's our best one ever. All you got to do is text PEAKS. That's PEAKS to 59925. No purchase necessary. Standard message and data rates apply, and make this football season an unforgettable one at Twin Peaks. We'll have our sounds of the night next, as well as on this day, something pretty cool happened. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Get ready to turn heads with Arizona Color Vehicle Wraps, the original vehicle wrap shop. Your one-stop shop for business branding, vehicle wraps, and graphics. Our in-house graphic design team specializes in everything from food trucks to business fleets, RVs, cargo trailers, and side-by-sides. Ready to elevate your brand? Call Arizona Color Vehicle Wraps at 623-580-7386 or get a quick quote online at arizonacolorwraps.com. One call wraps it all.
Got a burning urge to pick games each week? Sign up now for Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, brought to you by Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Win weekly Twin Peaks fan cards and season-long prizes, including $5,000 cash. Visit fanpick'em.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
Tune in Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. for the Crest Insurance Group Sun Devil Report with Coach Charlie Regal. Crest Insurance. Coverage you can trust, service you can count on. Every Thursday on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
In a recent survey, when people were asked who they thought the best personal injury attorney in Arizona was, more than 9 out of 10 people chose Lerner & Rowe. In fact, Lerner & Rowe has been voted best personal injury attorney in Arizona for the past 9 years. Our experience, reputation, and proven results have made it possible for us to recover billions of dollars for over 150,000 injured people. At Lerner & Rowe, getting you the best result is what we do best. Hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck and need a check? Call us today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
And Doug. Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff. To recap, number 1, customize and save. Number 2, time allowing, save me. Shoulders separating!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated. And you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine.
Not fun.
Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. We find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Time for today's play of the day, courtesy of Document Solutions, leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. Their service can't be copied. 623-252-8282. Now let's get to the play of the day.
All right, the Chiefs started their quest for a third straight Super Bowl last night, and it came down to the wire as they took down the Ravens 27-20 there at Arrowhead Stadium. For Thursday night football, Patrick Mahomes, typical numbers, 20-28, 291 yards, touchdown, and 1 pick. And week 1 will continue tonight with the Eagles and Packers. Fortunately, many of you will not watch it.
Sao Brazil.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
Paramount.
That's an owner. Well, Paramount.
A Peacock.
A Peacock, excuse me, same thing.
Yeah, that's
this is something we don't have.
Yeah, that's true. I know we had to.
Even in the past Peacock, at least you could get the Univision. You could get that version, and you could. The bars could actually just show that. Didn't care about the volume.
Right.
They had that game last year. It's just it's a service, and I was talking to a bar owner yesterday, and he's so frustrated because with the DirecTV, because all of his televisions, the hundreds that he has, are part of DirecTV and Monday Night Football.
Yep.
And just not to mention other stuff that people want to watch, baseball, whatever ESPN has, the Sunday night game. It's Diamondbacks, Houston Astros. Is it blacked out for us?
And the thing is that the core of this is that the CEO of DirecTV said, look, we don't mind the package, but we don't want to have to bundle all the cartoons and this and that. And then Disney's driving a hard bargain to say you have to.
They want to because they want eyeballs on all their other stuff.
So
smart on their part.
Well, it is, but this could go a long ways. I hope they get it worked out for the weekend. I doubt they will, But this is going to.
They have to.
They have to. This is revenue.
People don't understand. It's like it's a big deal. More so, not for the local person.
Sure.
Because a lot of us have cable, or we'll figure out a way. Because I think satellite numbers have gone down. They just have because the Sunday night ticket or the NFL ticket. Once the NFL ticket went to YouTube, I think a lot of people got rid of their satellite dish. Unless the dish, you had dish because we wanted the Pac-12 network.
Well, and if
you don't have that anymore,
and that being a Friday night game, if you're not a Packer fan, to go out and an Eagles fan buy this or get it, after that, everybody else is probably not going to be interested in purchasing. It'll just be those fans. Friday night, a lot of high school football going on and other college games going on.
No, the NFL's on. You want to watch it.
Well,
you own a bar. You own a sports bar on Friday night. You got to have the Packer game on. You got to have the Eagles game. Now, if it was Jags and Tennessee, I don't think people would care.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about, a Jordan Love who signed a big extension and a Philadelphia Eagles team that if people are picking to go to the Super Bowl, I mean,
well, it's
a huge game.
Well, it's him and Jalen Hurts going against each other. Well, I was thinking more about the average Joe that has not so much the bars that will have. That's true. It will be a very big game.
It's a big deal.
Big deal on a Friday night for folks being there watching these two quarterbacks.
The only saving grace is Friday night's not a big night to go to a sports bar for the most part because there's really not much going on.
There's a little bit of
college games. That's about it.
You got Duke Northwestern tonight. Come on, guys.
Great.
Barn burner right there.
Here's the final play last night that was out of bounds.
He's rushed 4. Lamar trying to make magic happen. Throw it in zone. Likely 2 feet down. Yes! Touchdown! What a play! Isaiah Likely! Going for 2 and the win are the Ravens on opening night.
Let's make sure.
Oh,
very close. Is there enough to overturn?
Oh, that's on. That's on the line, isn't it? I think.
Terry McCauley's going to have to make this call, but it looks like that toe's on the line, Terry.
I agree completely. The right toe's on the line. It's out of bounds. This is going to be reversed to an incomplete pass.
It's unfortunate. The play before where he missed the kid in the end zone coming across.
Jeez, wide open.
It was
such a bad.
Here's the thing.
Lamar had about 3 throws.
Yeah,
that if you're a 2-time MVP, you've got to make.
You got to make.
Here's
a rusty.
Yeah, I think we're not playing. He played a little bit during the preseason, but not like that. The one thing about a receiver, we worked on this all the time. You've got to give yourself, and Jax, you can attest it. You got to give yourself at least a good yard at the back of the end zone on the side when you're in the end zone, at least, because if you go up high and come down, you don't worry about that end line. So the one thing, a lot of this is on Isaiah Likely. Great throw, great play, but you got to stay about a yard inside the line. So if you got to go up, you've got some room to come down. He was right there on the edge. And it was a phenomenal play, but you've got to give yourself a little room. I think he's going to learn a valuable lesson early on. You got to give yourself at least a yard before the back of that line, because if you go up, you got to come down. You got to give yourself room. And as Patrick Mahomes said, wear your white shoes next time.
Yeah, and I know people are talking about the play where Lamar Jackson missed Zay Flowers wide open in the end zone. He said he was intended for Rashad Bateman, but that play earlier to Isaiah Likely, the corner of the end zone.
Yes.
That's one of those footballs where you can aim at the front pylon, the middle of the 2 pylons, or the back pylon. You cannot throw that ball out of bounds.
Yeah, he was wide open too. I'll say defensive back did a good job. When he went up, he got to him quick to push him out of bounds and prevent him from coming down. But again, a little rusty Rock, having all those reps in regular preseason to go ahead and take care of some of those plays.
We always love hearing coaches and coach speak. Here's perfect coach speak from Jonathan Cannon.
They're very fundamentally sound. They play extremely hard, and they're smart. So he does a really good job with that team. He's done since he's been there. You look when he was a defensive coordinator, they were always good when he was a defensive coordinator. And since he's been there, they're always in the hunt, man. You know what I mean? So they're a very well-coached team, and he does a good job with them. They play hard. They're very technique sound. They don't beat themselves. Play with great motor. It's a well-coached team. It jumps out on a tape.
I think I counted 16 coachisms there. About 16.
That's why I wanted to play that.
Yeah.
But I don't know how else can you answer it.
Yeah,
I would love one coach someday to say, dude, we're gonna kick their ass. There's coaches over there. They don't even work late. They drink all the time. I think a couple of them are stoners. I mean, just I used to coach with XYZ. He was terrible. He's so unprofessional.
Don't want that bulletin board material, Rock.
Why not though?
Yeah.
Just tell it. Come on. Hey, I know Sean McDermott has a lot of respect in the
lot of
coaching
love
world,
for each other, right?
But Jonathan is one of those guys that he's got to have a book. Because it's just his stuff is.
What page was that, right?
It's
What
pretty
chapter?
vanilla, but yeah. But I like the guy. It's not a knock on Jonathan at all. I really like him a lot.
That chapter, opposing coaches, chapter 5, line 24.
Yeah.
Love,
2 minutes.
love.
Here's Marvin Harrison Jr. on being compared to his dad and Larry Fitzgerald.
I think I said before, JG told me when I first got here, just be you. I think he kind of felt all the expectations and the comparisons that I may have from obviously my dad and Larry. So one thing he told me is just be you. So I'm going to try to do a good job of doing that. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, there'll never be another Larry. If I could have half the career Larry has, that'd be great for me. So I just try to take it one day at a time and be the best version of myself that I can be for this team. But yeah.
JG, I'd coach. I'm a rookie, Coach Gannon. I'd never call Coach Knox.
That's so funny you say that
Knox.
because when I first heard that, I said the same thing. I'm like, JG, but hey, but also it's a different world. Manuch.
Yeah, it is. More
These,
personable.
some of these coaches are pretty close in age to some of these players.
True.
So Jonathan Gannon, of course, is a young coach, but I think more I take away from that is Marvin Harrison Jr. is pretty smooth.
Sure.
He says the right things, and I think it helps having a Hall of Fame dad.
Sure.
Well, to kind of tutor you along. So he's seen it, he's been around it, and I think he's going to fit in.
And I think now he's just anxious to get on the field and just prove that he belongs. I think that's the kind of young man he seems to be. Larry had his great career. His dad's a Hall of Famer, and you kind of go, okay, let me just do my thing, folks.
Yeah.
But folks are going to ask him.
Hey, on this day, 1995, Cal Ripken Jr. of the Baltimore Orioles plays in his 1,131st consecutive Major League Baseball game, surpasses Lou Gehrig's 56-year-old record. When the game becomes official in the middle of the fifth inning, he took a victory lap, if you remember, at Camden Yards. It was like a 22-minute standing ovation. The credit, had a sellout crowd. President Clinton was at the game, and he went 2 for 4, and he even had a home run in that game. So what a great day on this day. On this day, brought to you by Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale, the home of the Huskers and Arizona, the official alumni chapter of the University of Nebraska here in Arizona. They are the official watch party. They're at 68th Street and Bell. Tomorrow, it's a big one. Huskers take on the Buffaloes, 4:30 at Arena Sports Grill. Coming up, D-backs start another important series in Houston today. We'll go out to our iHeart Radio affiliate, Sports Talk 790. We'll catch up with our good friend Sean Salisbury. We'll talk Astros, and we will talk some of the big storylines in Week 1 of the National Football League. Sean Salisbury next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Curtain lifts on the NFL season for the Cardinals Sunday in Orchard Park, New York, as they meet the Bills. Buda Baker expecting big things from the defense this season.
I don't like to talk much about stats or what could possibly happen. I just like to talk about the grind and living in the present. And, when Sunday happens, everyone will see.
Xavier Weaver is out for the game. Tip Ryman and Joey Blunt both questionable. Sunday we'll have the Browns hosting the Cowboys here on Fox Sports 910. Pregame at 12:45. College football tomorrow starting at 12:30 as Iowa entertains Iowa State. The Diamondbacks take on the Astros tonight. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Feeling like your garage door issues are a real game changer? Don't fumble with overpriced repairs. Get Lifted High Garage Door Repair in your playbook. When it comes to garage doors, don't get sacked by delays or high costs. Lifted High Garage Door Repair swoops in to save the day. Put Lifted High Garage Door Repair on your roster and score big with top-notch service that won't break the bank. Call 480-270-1639. Great prices, quality parts, unmatched service.
Roll the dice every Monday night for your chance to win $9,100. Join Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and friends at the CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. It's a thrilling night filled with fun, friends, and big prizes. Don't miss out.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, coupling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one Duke's. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where? Dukes! Where? Dukes! Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports. Presented by Elf Beauty. This week, France Football Magazine announced the footballers nominated for the 2024 Women's Ballon d'Or, an annual award presented to the world's best player. 5 members of the gold medal winning U.S. women's national team are nominated. Captain and midfielder Lindsey Horan, goalkeeper Alyssa Nair, and forwards Trinity Rodman, Sophia Smith, and Mallory Swanson. One notable omission, U.S. defender Naomi Girma. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
When it comes to women in sports, Elf Beauty is all about leveling the playing field. The same goes for the boardroom, where Elf is one of only 4 publicly traded U.S. companies with a board that's 2/3 women and 1/3 diverse. Learn more at elfbeauty.com.
Time for your uncensored and unfiltered view on football and even life. Former NFL and USC quarterback.
For 29-year-old Sean Salisbury, his second start as a National Football League quarterback.
iHeartRadio star, QB maximizer, and president of Pro Sports Fans. Your social app that unites sports enthusiasts for the ultimate fan experience. Where every day is game day. Download the PSF app today. Now Sean Salisbury on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Football season? Yeah, it is. Why we got Sean back?
How about that open? The brand
What
new
about
open.
that, Sean? It's not new. What's going on there, Sean? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing wonderful. How you guys? It's been great to be on with you.
Yeah, Happy New Year, man. It's good. Football's here. Ready
Can you
to
hear
go.
me okay?
Yes, we hear you.
You got me okay?
Yeah,
Yep.
be loud and proud, though, big fella.
I will definitely. I just walked off the golf course on a new course at Easy Ranch. One course, Texas. So I'm glad I'm on here. I shot. Kidding.
Well,
sounded good.
Sean, we heard 5 of those words, so we're going to try to call you right back and see if we get a better connection. So we have Sean Salisbury get a better connection.
Thanks.
Playing at a good golf course, it sounds like. So, but
sounds pretty
he seems like DC Ranch. I'm like, he's in Houston.
Yeah, he is.
Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit. We would definitely talk Astros with him. He does morning radio there in Houston for many years. And then we'll get into some football. I want to toss him the question that we have on our It's Your Call question of the day. So we'll get into that too and find out what he thinks is going to be the big storyline for week 1 or week 4 in the NFL, the whole month. So we'll get him back and we'll talk about that.
On top of that, you have the Texans. Here they are. Can they do what they did last year with Stroud as that rookie quarterback?
He was awesome.
I mean, they're going to have the target on their back this year. I mean, he did a phenomenal job, and they took care of business with Cleveland and fell short. But can they have that stretch run again that they had last year? They surprised everybody in the National Football League to see if they can go repeat that kind of situation last year.
You look at the Texans, you look to the Lions last year. Those 2 teams had breakthrough teams, right?
Yes.
Now you wonder if both of them can have an encore. That's what it really comes down to. And can CJ?
All right, I got him back.
There he is. Sean's back with us. What did you shoot? That's what's more important. What did you shoot?
Easy Ranch. I shot mid-80s, like 80 per day.
Okay.
Great golf course, though. Great golf course.
Nice. Is there a buzz in the Houston? What's a bigger buzz right now? Is the Texans or the Astros?
Texans. I think the buzz for the Astros, 7 straight ALCSs and coming down from 10 games that they were in like early June and middle of June. They are front now. It's a baseball town until the Texans last year. So the bigger buzz is the excitement. They're opening up at the division team at Indianapolis. They got better this offseason. There's more bandwidth to the offense. The Astros are always going to be a buzz, but with the post, all these injuries, it's been a phenomenal season for them to be in first place. But right now, the Texans is through the roof, guys.
And I got to ask you, Sean, in reference to Stephon Diggs being part of this team now, does he realize he has a role and he doesn't have to be the guy, or does he understand that he's not going to be the guy play in and play out?
I think they still expect him, and I think he does too, to be their number one guy. Although with Joe Mixon and also with Nico Collins and with Tank Dell healthy, they've expanded their offensive role. So he may not catch 100 balls, but he's still, he's a productive guy. And all the questions of off the field: is he a diva? Is it going to be a headache? And I don't think the headache will be any bigger than most receivers that want the football. And he was named the team captain. So that says something. The team respects him. So I think that the key here, Manuch, will be when they have a game, they either lose or he's not involved heavily. 3 catches, 30 yards, and somebody else has 9 catches, or they lose a game that he felt that he wanted the ball more. Then we'll see, is the headache a migraine, or is it just, it's just a receiver who wants the football. So I think he likes the team. He likes the veterans on the team, and with a mix of youth. And D'Amico Ryans has done a phenomenal job of changing the culture here. So I think he's going to fit in. Remember, he's also got 1 year left on a contract. They picked it up and gave him 1 year. So he's playing for his last big contract after this. I expect him to be on his best behavior, but also to be productive, because Stroud, think about the quarterbacks he's had. He's had Cousins, he's had Josh Allen, and now he gets Stroud. So pretty good production from Stephon Diggs and 3 good guys to throw it to him. And he may have the best young one he's had.
And Sean, we talked about Stroud last year about how he was mature beyond his years. What's the next step for him in this offense?
The Manuch, at this stage, from year 1 to year 2, how the light switch, even for a guy who played like he did, there's still that mental learning curve where it's like, okay, because you'll talk to rookies after they come out of this, they really don't know what's going on. And I don't mean that disrespectful, just affectionate, considering what they'll learn more. Another year with the coordinator. Another year, now the running game is going to be even more efficient and more power run game, doing what 49er former coaches like Bobby Slowick wants to do. They want to run the football, mix in a lot of play action. That's the next step of making sure everybody's involved, but just the mental command of controlling a game at the line of scrimmage that rookies are still learning. So we know the physical executions there and the football IQ. Now it's just simply a matter of seeing more of it and being able to, when things aren't going well, finding ways to win. It's like a golfer that maybe it's too much wind, not hitting his driver, not putting well. At least you got to put it close so you have a chance. If the ball's, spraying it all over the place. That's the same here, but the guy's accurate, great intermediate thrower. They trust him, and he's a student of the game. He works. And even though that great rookie year, he hasn't taken it for granted. He's put his time in. It's just the maturation of more mental and the emotional part of playing quarterback and keeping people involved.
He's Sean Salisbury here on Fox Sports 910. Hey, our It's Your Call question of the day. What will be the biggest storyline in the first month of the NFL season? Your choices are the Chiefs eye a three-peat, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, the rookie quarterbacks on the field, or the new rules and officiating. So Chiefs, Aaron Rodgers, the rookie quarterbacks, or the new rules and officiating. Which one would you think is biggest?
The most irritating is going to be the rules.
Yeah.
First of all, the kickoff's an embarrassing gimmick.
Yes.
Okay,
Really,
stop
Joe.
it.
Joe.
Enough. We're not playing in some spring league where we're trying to get stop it. That's one. And hey, if you line up, if your left foot's 2 inches behind the rest of the line, as Ronnie Stanley found out, you're going to have like 19 penalties in one game by one guy. So that's going to be irritating. But you're just going to have to adjust because it's obvious they're calling it. I don't think the Chiefs are, because I think their expectations, and you saw, what does Andy Reid do? Goes out and gets more speed with Xavier Worthy. and he'll just continue to expand the offense, which is sickening. So I expect them to win. And then I think it's the last two rookie quarterbacks, and Bo Nix and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels all are going to be impactful one way or the other. And I think they all have the potential to do some really good things. And I think Sean Payton is going to love having Bo Nix because it gives him that mad scientist ability because he can run. I expect the rookie quarterbacks to make an impact. But the biggest story is Rodgers. They've got a defense that can be a Super Bowl caliber defense. They've got an offense. They've got weapons. And now they got a Hall of Fame quarterback who's healthy. That'll be the biggest story. Even if you don't want it to be the biggest story, it's going to be. Every TV you turn on is going to be Rodgers. If he's healthy and good, they're going to win the AFC East. I believe they're that good. And if he's playing like an MVP, they're a threat in January as well. That'll be the biggest story. Whether you like it or not, they're going to shove it down your throat, my man. I guarantee it.
Hey, speaking of rookie quarterbacks, your former Trojan there, Williams in Chicago, is he going to be able to back up all the hype?
Well, if he lived up to all the hype, he'd be the greatest rookie quarterback times 10, right? I mean,
sure.
Hard to live up to the hype. But I do think he's going to be impactful, Rock. I do, because we can talk about all the qualities that, leadership, that, he does this and he paints his nails and all those things. But one thing you cannot deny, whether you like, if he can play, you can paint. I'll paint your nails for you if you can give me wins. if he wants to do that, fine.
Yeah.
But he's so gifted. For him, it's going to be not to bail early from the pocket, be patient and get through your progressions, as it is for a lot of rookies, because they rely on what their biggest strength is, and that's the playoff schedule for him. But if he lives up to 80% of the hype, he'll be the rookie of the year. So they're a better team. He's an enormously talented guy. And if the leadership will match the talent and the team gravitates to him, you're looking at a freak show talent. I expect him to be really good. He'll go through some rookie growing pains, but he'll be the most gifted quarterback the Chicago Bears have ever had come through there.
And Sean, speaking of USC, watching that victory last week, it seems like your Trojans, and you and I are texting him to step back, to get back to what Trojan football is. You got talent, but it's about physicality, running game, and punch the other team in the mouth. And that's what they did against LSU. Was there an epiphany or something during the offseason with Lincoln Riley and that staff this last summer?
Scheme, attitude change, and hire the guys that that they believe they could get it done. Listen, Alex Grinch had some success, but for whatever reason, not there, but other places, they did not buy in. The team didn't buy in, and scheme-wise, it just didn't seem to match up. And us three could have scored 40, and which put more pressure on Caleb Williams to have score. But you saw a difference, and you saw it in that first goal line stand. The biggest problem for them has been over the last year, score 40, get beat by 4, give up 44. Early, they sent a message of physicality, and you guys know this. All the years SC's been good, they've been able to pound you at the line of scrimmage, knock you around, and then get good perimeter play. I know they can score, and I thought Miller Moss was fantastic. He's tough, delivered the ball from the pocket, but their success, Lincoln Riley's going to get – I may be able to still score with Lincoln Riley, but it is the ability to control the line of scrimmage, which drives former players at SC crazy, because we've been bullied. We've been pushed around time and time again, and LSU and SEC team, I think people thought they would. That scheme change and guys flying to the ball, they seemed to have a clue, and they weren't out of position, which gave them a great opportunity to win. And if they play physical the whole year and play like the Big Ten physicality with their talent on the perimeter and speed, they'll be in the Big Ten race the whole year. That was the most impressive thing about him, was the physical play.
Sean, my last question. You think Dabo Swinney will have a change of heart after this season, after getting absolutely drubbed by Georgia? Transfer portal, no NIL, all the above?
Well, I got news for Dabo. As much a Hall of Famer, all that. If he doesn't, he'll be sitting next to Nick Saban earlier than he wants to on the ESPN set. So you guys remember real quick when Krzyzewski, when he was there, he didn't like one and dones, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't going to recruit him. Well, then he watches Calipari and everybody else says, you know what? If I can't beat him, I'm going to have to join him. You get one and dones and you go back and win another national title. So, yeah, I think Dabo, you may resist it, but it's legal, dude. Go give them, pay them, NIL. Because if you don't, you'll be watching the playoffs from home, and ESPN will say, dude, we'll pay you $4 million to come talk on TV. So, yeah, he might want to get out of the stubbornness and hop on board and realize that that's the nature and that's the landscape we're in now.
So after a nice 18, shoot about 82, 84, do you go to 19th hole or you go play again?
Normally, I would go. Now we were going to play a couple more holes, but I have a commitment to a station in Arizona, Roc and Manuch.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Yeah.
I'm living up to my commitment. So and I missed the 19th hole because I didn't want to come on here with like eight
tequilas,
Dos Equis and start talking like I'm still playing football, right? And so yeah, I was very disciplined today.
Yeah,
but if you guys do ever come to Texas, I got to get you to this golf course. It's unbelievable. So yeah, no, you listen. I'm a man committed to his craft, drinking beer and talking on the radio. So there you go.
Hey, have a great weekend. I know it's only Utah State. I can't wait to talk about Michigan next week for USC. That's going to be a hell of a game.
I'm thinking about making that trek in there to Ann Arbor. I've never been, so
it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Stay healthy, and let's go have a good one at Michigan. And Texas at Michigan this week will be a great one too. So I look forward to it next week, guys.
You got it. Thanks, buddy. Good talking to you. Sean Salisbury joining us here.
Guys.
You can always follow him on his Twitter page. Sean, it's actually at Sean Unfiltered. And a good listen in the morning. You know, if you get on, just download the iHeartRadio app. He's Sports Talk 790 Houston, part of the iHeartRadio family. And he's brought to you today by All City Towing. Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. They're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, customer service. I think you get it. Great bonus programs, benefits, 401k match. They have it all. Even employee paid life insurance. A lot of companies don't do that. Check it out. If you're ready to take your career to the next level, visit them at allcitytowing.com. That's All City Towing, where the future is on the move. Well, week 2, college football is underway. We're going to get into that. And Bill Belichick has another gig. Oh, this is Fox Sports Side 10.
Kick off football season with Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light for a season-long fantastic tailgating giveaway. Text PEAKS to 59925 every day for your chance to win the amazing grand prize. A Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, pizza oven, cornhole set, portable beer pong table, an outdoor projector, inflatable screen, cases of Cocoa 5, a cooler, and Wild Gear tumblers. No purchase necessary. Just text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Make this football season unforgettable with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. Monsoon season is upon us. Be proactive today. Go to state48roofing.com. Scan the QR code below. We want to take care of you. Be proactive. Get your maintenance done. We are home of the hashtag sexy roof status.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net. We offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. We're deeply invested in our communities, supporting local charities and initiatives that uplift those in need. Crest Insurance. Coverage you can trust. Service you can count on.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Ready for some football? Join our annual Pro Football Pick'em contest today. You could win $5,000 and amazing prizes from Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. Don't miss out on the excitement. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
All right, sounds good. Minute of the action when Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium as a member of the Big 12 Conference to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs, Saturday, September 7th at 7:30 p.m.
Scadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils!
Get your ASU Mississippi State tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
I finally get to say it. Week 1 of the NFL season is here, and you can get in on the action with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Arizona and Buffalo, how about a Marvin Harrison Jr. anytime touchdown at plus 145? Think Kyler's going to find pay dirt? That's plus 265. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 910. That's code 910 for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus, Arizona only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Your life ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, Football at 50 is brought to you by Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations all weekend long. Watch college and NFL action, and we are once again doing our free annual Pro Football Pick'em contest. All you got to do is go to fanpick'em.com and do the picks for this week. Don't worry, you losing just one game if you were going to take Baltimore last night, it's not going to affect your overall, I'm sure, for the whole year. Plus, we dropped your 4 lowest weeks anyway, so it's never too late to get in. You can win $5,000 plus some other prizes like weekly Twin Peaks gift cards. So head to fanpick'em.com, and it's brought to you by Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. So there's some big games set for week 2 of college football tomorrow. Starting it all off, I'm glad it's early, and that is number 3 Texas. They head to Ann Arbor to take on number 10 Michigan. Game day will be there. Do we know who the picker is?
No, as of now.
Michael Phelps, that's right.
Phelps?
Yep. Also early will be Arkansas taking on number 17 Oklahoma State. 12:30, number 21 Iowa playing host to rival Iowa State. That's always a great battle. And in prime time, you got number 12 Tennessee taking on number 23 NC State, and that game is in Charlotte. So those are some games. Also, of course, ASU is hosting Mississippi State. SEC school comes into town as the Sun Devils, in the history, in all the years they've been around, they've never beaten an SEC team. It's only 5 games, but it's something you can say. It's a note that needs to be said.
Yeah.
So we have 4 tickets if you would like to go to tomorrow night's game, and we'll take caller number 5. The phone number is 602-260-9191, 260-9191, 5th caller, and we'll shoot you an email, and you'll have those tickets in hand in the next hour, and you and your family, friends, whatever, will go and have a good time at Sun Devil Stadium. So 5th caller at 602-260-9191.
The last game I can remember SEC coming in was when LSU came in during that Hurricane Katrina. ASU was supposed to go to Baton Rouge and play that game. They switched it to here. Jamarcus Russell, game-winning touchdown at the end of the game. I'll never forget it. Rolling out to his left. I think Dirk Cutter might have been the coach for ASU at the time. But ASU pretty much took him to the mat. It was the last 2-minute drive by Jamarcus Russell through the touchdown pass. And that night was hot, muggy, humid over at Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Kush Field. But that's the last time I remember an SEC school coming in. But the only reason why I was here is because Hurricane Katrina, that game had to be moved from Baton Rouge to here.
So Bill Belichick, since leaving the Patriots, has been stockpiling media jobs. He's going to appear on Monday Night Football, the Manning Cast. He's a host on the YouTube series called The Underdog Fantasy. He's working on Inside the NFL as on their panel. He's a co-host of Let's Go podcast with Tom Brady. That'll be interesting. If that wasn't enough, he just added the 33rd team, which he is a strategic advisor to. And this is it's called the 33rd team. It's got him. It's got Matt Patricia. It's got Mike Martz, Wade Phillips, Chuck Pagano, Bill Parcells, all of them are contributors to this show. And this 33rd team is a football think tank of coaches, players, executives that was created by Mike Tannenbaum, the former Jets general manager. So Trey Wingo and Charles Davis will be hosting that.
That'd be a fun show to watch. All those guys, all those years of experience with that. But I wonder if Bill Belichick's got a boredom issue, that he's got to be busy 24/7.
Could be.
I mean, think about that. The guy's been coaching forever. He said he's up at 4, goes to bed at midnight. He's been that for 40, 45 years. But I like to hear the knowledge of him and some of these other coaches, the Bill Parcells, Mike Martz. I'm going to try to track him down the next couple of weeks as well, too. But those guys, that's a great think tank if you think about it as far as these games, what they see in some of the teams that other people may not see. And for Bill Belichick, he's good as far as getting his point across. He's not so overly technical, I feel, when you listen to him talk.
I watched him and Bill Parcells the other night, 30 for 30. Just got stuck
2
watching
minutes.
it, and it's awesome. Yeah, it really is. You can see that side of him. With the NFL starting last night, an update on licensed NFL apparel. So since August 1st, across all the Fanatics e-commerce sites like the NFL Shop, Fanatics, all the 28 NFL teams have them. Do you have any idea what the number one selling
item was?
Jersey is.
Jersey. Oh, man. I'm
top selling NFL player. Top selling NFL player. Because it's not just jersey. It could be a hat. It could be something else.
I'll just say Mahomes.
He's number 2.
Oh, man.
We just talked about him.
Oh, hell.
With Sean Salisbury.
Oh, Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
yep. Wow.
Then Bo Nix is 3rd. Texans, C.J. Stroud
1
is
minute.
4. And then Eagles, Jalen Hurts is 5.
Quarterbacks.
Hey, real quick, the Cardinals are joining forces with State Farm to create the Cardinals Flag Football Experience, the first ever flag football campus located at the NFL Stadium. So on home games, starting 3 hours before kickoff there at State Farm, you could reserve 1 hour time slots. So just go to Cardinals.com to get more information on that. I thought it was pretty cool to pass that along for those of you that are into that. Coming up in hour number 2 of the big program here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Right out of the gate, a lot of talk about Aaron Rodgers and what he had to say in the back pages today in New York. We'll get into that as well as some other news regarding the NCAA and what the judge came down to tell us that's going to be the future.
10.
What's going on in the NCAA. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 9.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Attention drivers, your safety matters. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, proudly sponsors the Move Over Law. When you see flashing lights, remember to move over and slow down. Together, we can protect our roadside heroes. Drive safe, Arizona. Sponsored by All City Towing.
Don't miss a minute of the action when Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium as a member of the Big 12 Conference to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs, Saturday, September 7th at 7:30 p.m.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go for the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils!
Get your ASU Mississippi State tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Kick off the football season with Twin Peaks, Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and Fox Sports 910 for our fantastic tailgating sweepstakes. Text PEAKS to 59925 for your chance to win a Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, and more. No purchase necessary. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, and you're having a good time.
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
iHeartRadio, let's go!
Get tickets now at AXS.com.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at VaxAssist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hit the Grand Slam jackpot with BetMGM. Score a $50,000 bonus bet jackpot when a player you bet on to hit a homer slugs a Grand Slam. Place a home run prop bet during this weekend's games. If the player you bet on hits a Grand Slam, you'll win a share of $50,000 in bonus bets on top of your wager. Take advantage of great home run odds, new ways to enjoy all 9 innings with more same-game parlay options, and exclusive signature bets found nowhere else. Log into BetMGM or create your account to place a bet on a player to knock one over the fence this weekend. If they hit a Grand Slam, you'll win a share of $50,000 in bonus bets. Swing for the Grand Slam jackpot this season with BetMGM, official sports betting partner of the MLB. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Arizona only. New and existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The Cardinals getting set to visit the Bills on Sunday. Receiver Xavier Weaver has been ruled out for the game. Safety Joey Blunt and tight end Tip Ryman are questionable to play. We've got games here on Fox Sports 910 this weekend. College ball tomorrow at 12:30. Iowa State visiting Iowa. Sunday, the Cowboys take on the Browns. That starts at 12:45 with a pregame. ASU and Arizona defend home field tomorrow. The Sun Devils play Mississippi State, and the number 18 Wildcats take on NAU. The Diamondbacks visiting the Astros this weekend. Brandon Pfaadt starts the opener today. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Sunny and hot for your Friday to finish off your work week. An excessive heat warning issued for the Phoenix metro area. Finishing on this Friday at 110 in the afternoon hours, 89 your overnight low. Saturday mostly sunny and 108. I'm Celeste Rodriguez with your Fox 10 weather experts.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
We're live. So what's going to be the biggest storyline for the first month of the NFL season 2024? Is it going to be the Chiefs as they try to get a three-peat? Will be Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. He did not play in any preseason games. Of course, we know he's a four-time MVP. He's 40 years old. He lasted only 4 offensive snaps last year. Of course, the torn left Achilles tendon. We don't know how they would have finished with him last year or not. The back pages of the New York papers today did what they do. And Rodgers, this is the Daily News. Rodgers, when I take the field, I expect greatness. And so do long-suffering gangrene fans. The New York Post, he's played only 4 downs in 20 months, but Rodgers set the show. He's still the man. I expect greatness. And then Newsday, flight plan. Jets pilot Rodgers high or too low.
Good.
Gotta love the back page.
Very good. You know what? You see a team last year had a good defense. Would they win 7-8 games without a quarterback last year or shuffling quarterbacks around? They really did, Rock. I mean, so there's just a good, solid team.
Good base.
And
need a quarterback.
You got Breece Hall's back. You look at the receiving core with Wilson and Williams, Lazard, Conklin at tight. It got a good, solid offense. So now you got a Hall of Fame quarterback. Now, what he has left in the tank, I feel, is a lot. But
At least I think so.
Yeah, I really believe he's the story. The first month of, okay, what are we going to see that we saw in years past? Are we going to see the greatness? Are we going to see the great arm? How's his mobility coming off his Achilles injury? Is he going to have a lot of the same stuff that he had when he was at his top part of the game? Now, last couple of years with Green Bay, he forced a little bit. He didn't quite. He still got the arm talent. Guy's phenomenal arm. He's accurate as hell, but he forced a few things. But I think he's coming back, rejuvenated, looking to prove something. So I think this is going to be a damn good team.
So the other two choices, this is our It's Your Call question brought to you by State 48 Roofing. Go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Obviously, KC, three-peat, Aaron Rodgers, we just talked about, the rookie quarterbacks on the field. 3 of the record-tying 6 quarterbacks chosen in the opening round, I should say, of the draft, all within the first 12 picks. And they begin as starters. You got Williams in Chicago, Daniels in Washington, Nix for the Broncos. Those 3 are going to get starts. Drake May is going to wait his turn. They're going to go with Jacoby Brissett right now. Michael Penix Jr., of course, he's behind Kirk Cousins. We'll see what he could do in Atlanta. J.J. McCarthy, sadly, had to go undergo surgery. You never know what would have happened with him in his rookie season there in Minnesota. Never even got started. So, and then you got to throw Richardson in there. This is really his first year. Right?
After the injury.
Yeah. I mean, so there are a lot of young rookie quarterbacks that are going to be, so I think that's a good storyline. And then, of course, the last one is the officiating and the new rules. We saw the new kickoff format last night. It's not encouraging.
Just silly.
It's just stupid.
It's silly, Rock.
I think I said there was only 2 returns last night.
Yeah, there were.
And, the officiating changes and just the communication with the helmets, just a lot of different changes. And will they all stick?
Yeah,
who knows?
Mine for me is Rodgers. I voted Rodgers because I want to see how much better this team will be having that defense and having this talent on offense, and how Aaron's going to contribute even more so. They've all said that he's had a hell of a camp. He's throwing the ball well. He's moving very well. But I am very, very, very intrigued to watch these young QBs. And if C.J. Stroud was a precursor to what we're seeing this year, the great year he had with the Texans, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels, and to see that coaching and the people around him. What I want to see, Rob, these young guys, what are you going to put around them to help protect these guys, to help these guys win? Because in Chicago, they're ready to take the next step. They got a defense that was ready. Justin Fields, here he was, the last 6 games they played very, very well. They started to get it together. So could Caleb Williams pick up where he left off? And then with Bo Nix, Sean Payton, his genius, how is he going to have this young rookie quarterback try to have the kind of numbers that Drew Brees had? Well, Brees had a lot of experience. And then with Jaden Daniels, you got with that new group with Dan Quinn as the head coach, and I'm drawing a blank for the former coach, his offensive coordinator there in Washington, to see what they can do and how they get him exploited with his running game and how he throws the ball. So I think that standpoint, who's got the best people around him, those 3 quarterbacks, to see how much success they have.
Jalen Ramsey, corner for the Dolphins. This kid got paid. Average annual value of his 3-year deal, $24.1 million. He's guaranteed to earn $55.3 million starting this season, which, quote, ensures him that he'll be the highest career earnings for a corner in the league history. That is unbelievable. It makes him the highest paid in NFL history for a second time.
Yeah.
He went through that before.
Exactly, yes.
And he got paid. I like to know what kind of investments he's got.
If he's smart, CDs, money markets, real estate in the right spot. Yeah, you know what? You look at that and you see he's not the same guy we saw several years ago. But they feel with his value and what he brings to that team, not only on the field, but also in that locker room, is where that compensation stands. And he'll retire. And with that all being said, can he still handle those specific duties as he did several years ago? But again, to your point, Rock, twice this guy's gotten paid at that level, at that position, higher than anybody in the history of the National Football League.
So Eagles and Packers tonight, they're going to be on the Peacock network. That game starts at 5:15. And this is the streaming network's third exclusive game. Now, what's interesting is they are going to have less breaks. They're not doing a lot of breaks. They are going to actually, have spots actually air. If the game goes to a break, they're going to keep the footage on the game or, what's going on in between plays, but still throw commercials up. What's interesting is Brazil last week banned Twitter, X, in their country. And that's going to impact some of what's going on there. At least that's what they're saying in some of these reports. The NFL is still going to post on U.S. Twitter, but they're going to avoid posting on the Brazilian X account. So I'm anxious to see all that and what that matters. Does it matter? Because I think a lot of people are going to be on social media a lot tonight. If you're an Eagles fan or a Pats fan, or you have some guys on fantasy on these two teams that you're going to want to watch, and you can't because you don't have Peacock.
Yeah, that's going to be a struggle. I mean, that or just go to, can you follow when you talk Peacock?
So you follow it on Twitter.
Yeah,
you follow it on Instagram.
Yeah, whatever it is, or just check ESPN once in a while, see what kind of updates they have. That's really odd that they have banned Twitter in Brazil, and you wonder why they would ban something such especially with these kind of events. I don't know, was the Olympics banned a few years ago? As far as Twitter banned 4 years ago when they were in Brazil, that going on.
I don't know anything about it. I just saw that headline. I didn't even see that on why it was suspended.
Such a big game with limited viewing, Rock. That's the thing. A lot of not only Packer and Eagles fans are having heartburn with. All the bars are having heartburn with. But just a damn good game to come out of the chute and to see Jordan Love and Jaden and Hurts both going at it. These two up and coming quarterbacks. I mean, you think of Love last year really coming around the last 6-7 games. And then here's the Eagles. They really struggled the last 6-7 games going to the wild card. They lose that game, lose to Tampa. But now you got a new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator in Philadelphia. So there's a lot of intrigue surrounding this game that a lot of people aren't going to see.
So I guess X, of course, formerly Twitter, it was banned there for failing to meet a deadline that was set by the Supreme Court judge to name a new legal representation or representative, I should say, in that country.
2 minutes.
So they decided to suspend it all. They closed down their offices there and everything. Wow. So it's been there. It's been a while that happened. But guess, and I know Elon Musk is, talking about free speech and all that other stuff that he gets into. But yeah, it's been banned.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Not that we care, but yeah. I just saw that headline. I was like, oh. Okay.
So that'll be one of those games you just had you may, for a lot of folks, just have to wait till the game's over, watch the highlights, wherever you're going to go watch the highlights, or go watch the 15-minute version of highlights. You go to YouTube after it's all said and done and get your feel. But that's going to be a hell of a game. I just want to see how the Eagles can bounce back as much as they struggled last year with the new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, who was with the Cowboys and was what was he with? I forget where he was last year, but now bouncing back to take things over with Philadelphia to see what kind of offense they have. I think it'll be a little more creative offense than they've had in the last couple of years with Jalen Hurts. Maybe not quite as much running with him.
They have so many weapons.
A lot of weapons. And they acquired a couple new weapons too.
Barkley. Yeah. Headlines brought to you by the Twin Peaks Fantastic Tailgating Sweepstakes, powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's a season-long contest. Just text Peaks to 59925. You can do it every day for your chance to win one prize. Just one. And it's a Traeger grill. That wasn't enough. We're going to add a pizza oven. How about a cornhole set? You can pick the team. A portable beer pong table. We'll add that as well. How about an outdoor projector with an inflatable screen that you can use in your backyard? Of course, you got to have a cooler. So Blue Moon, Coors Light's going to hook us up there. Got to have some hydration. So let's go with Cocoa 5. So get a bunch of cases of that. Got to get some food there. So Twin Peaks is going to offer up a $250 gift card. And then you need something to drink your beer in. So we got you some Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B tumblers. So that's all there. It's no purchase necessary. Just text Peaks to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Make this football season unforgettable one at Twin Peaks. Well, coming up next, we need a contestant to challenge the counselor. Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe. It's our Pick'em contest, as it was a push last week. It was a push. And we have a big swag bag. We had all this really cool stuff that if you could beat Kevin, his firm has stepped up and this year big time, put this whole package of goodies, this swag bag that Manuch not getting one. We can't wait. But you can win one if you beat him. 602-260-9191, 260-9191, fifth caller, and you're going to compete against Kevin Rowe. We do it on the air. So get on board. 602-260-9191. It's Roc and Manuch out here at Wright Toyota.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Tune in Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. for the Crest Insurance Group Sun Devil Report with Coach Charlie Rago. Crest Insurance. Coverage you can trust, service you can count on. Every Thursday on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner and Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner and Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forster, Managing Attorney. Got a burning urge to pick games each week? Sign up now for Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, brought to you by Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Win weekly Twin Peaks fan cards and season-long prizes, including $5,000 cash. Visit fanpick'em.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona.
I got a voicemail for Kevin.
Properties, one amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the
there he is. He's calling me back.
SaltRiverRewards.com.
Customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. After that, you can also save me, as I'm currently hanging from the edge of a cliff.
All right, I got him.
To recap, number 1, customize and save.
Not yet.
Number 2, time allowing, save me. Shoulders separating.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Savings may vary, underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty. Okay, just ask for calls one more time. Okay, we got a few callers last week, so
already. Look at all this.
I think they just you didn't
Phil's
properly.
small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I?
So if you just tease to.
Time to challenge the defender. Attorney Kevin Rowe from Arizona's top full-service law firm, Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. At Lerner and Rowe, no fees unless you win. Now Counselor Kevin with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Hello, Counselor. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing better now that you're on the show. I mean, we were a little worried there. I mean, you know, you're never late to court, are you?
What?
I'm not going to. Court?
Yeah. What? By the way, you're back in you're back in New York City.
You're in New York right now?
So when you started hearing horns, so that was on cue. When you start hearing horns, you know where I'm at.
Oh,
I'm in the city, the big city.
Wow.
I'm sitting right now on the corner of Fifth Ave in Madison. Or no, Fifth Ave and 57. Excuse me, Fifth Ave and 57.
So give us like what is a building near you or something that we don't know the streets. I mean, what's the closest kind of something that's pretty popular? Would you say?
Okay.
Subway?
So, okay, let me help you. There's 4 corners here at the intersection I'm in. One side has Louis Vuitton. The other side has Bergdorf, Goodman. The other side has Bulgari. And this side in front of me is Tiffany & Company.
All right, I only know.
You guys know those companies?
I know 2 of the 4.
I know all four.
I knew Louis and I knew Tiffany.
I know all four. Yes, yes. Did you just come from Wall Street or something? Were you down there talking to all the big dogs at Wall Street or something?
Or is it your wife's birthday?
Manuch, no, yeah. Manuch, this is a business trip. We're expanding.
Yeah.
We're trying to expand.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. It is my wife's birthday.
Oh, is it really? Well, tell her we said happy birthday from Roc and Manuch. All right.
No, her birthday's in October. There's no way I'd bring her out here for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We go to J.C. Penney's for her birthday.
There you go. Yeah. All right. So Pete in Scottsdale, he for some reason he don't want to come on the air, but he gave us his picks. Last week you pushed with Art. That was fun last week with Art. He pushed, so that's good. So, but that's not going to carry over if Pete beats you, so it doesn't matter. So no win, no loss there. All right, let's get started since you're on the road there. Total offense combined for the ASU Mississippi State game will be over under 700 yards. Over under 700 yards.
Now, initially you would sit here and think, wow, that is a lot of yardage. But if you look how both teams beat up on their weaker opponents last week, they combined last week was over 700. Can they do it playing each other this week? That's a lot. I think I'm going to take the under. ASU under. Yeah. Under.
Pete's going with the over. Pete's going with the over. Interesting.
Ooh.
Okay, I don't know what he's seeing, but okay, makes
Could
sense.
very well be, but I'm hoping ASU has a better defense than Wyoming.
All right, Council. Question number 2. The total points scored in the Texas at Michigan game is currently over under 42.5 points. You're going to go over or under in the big house?
Yeah, this is obviously the game of the week. This is going to be fantastic. I'm going with the over. Texas covering on the over. Did you hear that? He even threw in Texas for you.
Wow. Well, Pete felt the same way. He's also going with the over. Texas could get on an absolute roll and get to rolling, but he's also going with the over.
All right, I'm assuming, you're a big Cardinals fan. You're there in New York. You're probably just going to drive up to Buffalo, so that's what this next question is. Number of rushing yards between the Bills' Josh Allen and the Cardinals' Kyler Murray combined will be over 125 yards. Josh Allen likes to run. So does Kyler Murray. 125 over under.
I'm sure. Yeah, Rock, I'm sure you're aware, in at least one of my fantasy leagues, that my quarterback is Josh Allen, and I have him in 2 fantasy leagues as my starting quarterback.
Okay.
So he's like having a running back. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take these 2 guys that love running. I'm going with the over.
So is Pete. I think that's the call right
so
there.
So both going with the
over 125.
Here's a tough one. You're not going to like the answer with Pete. You will like this one. All right. Winner and score of the Eastern Washington at Washington game. The winner and score. EW, Redfield and all, but they're going to Washington. Who's going to win that game? What's the score?
Yeah, so obviously Washington, in my opinion, Washington looked good last week for obviously an inferior team that they came out and did what they needed to do. Get the cobwebs out, start playing together. I'm seeing this week, and if Pete is going against me, then yeah, I already won. But UW will win this game. Think easily at home. I'm looking for what was the it's not over under. You wanted the score?
Score.
I'm looking for something 38-10. 38-10.
Okay, that's about right.
Dogs.
The dogs. All right, so what are you going to bring us back? What are you going to bring us back from New York? I mean, you got 4 good stores. Is there anything that maybe a logo Louis Vuitton, wallet or something for the guys here?
Jewelry from Tiffany's.
I don't want any jewelry. It's for guys. I want a wallet.
I'll find you one of those things. They have vendors on the street.
Yeah.
I'll find you one of those, and I'll bring them home for you.
All right, you do that. Hey, be careful out there, big fella. All right, be careful. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
You
Take
too.
care.
Kevin Rowe, live from New York. How about that?
All 4 corners. There's a marquee retail spot right there.
Put out the black card and,
Louis Vuitton, Tiffany's.
I don't know the other 2. What were the other 2?
Oh, I forget. But
how do you forget? You said you knew what they were.
Yeah, I mean,
and I know you didn't.
No, I know. I quite knew all 4 of them, Rock. Trust me. You grew up
like you're buying your girl Louis Vuitton.
No. Well, that's on those special occasions. If I'm gonna do a kind of a Louis Vuitton thing, those are stores that I would not. I'd go inside, look, with my lovely bride, but probably wouldn't be purchasing anything for any of those 4.
Lerner Row in a check, or in a wreck, I should say. Need a check. Very easy. Just pick up the phone. 602. Come on, Manuch.
920.
No, come on.
602-920-9191, right?
Oh, God. You can't do it. 977-190.
970.
You don't watch TV?
I do see him flying around once in a while.
Anyway.
You know what? The one thing about the combined over-under with Murray and Josh Allen
seemed too low.
Well, but you sit there and think, okay, Murray's coming off the knee injury, right? So I don't think they're going to run him as much.
Of course they're not. He's going to be running for his life because this offensive line's not going to be able to slow down Buffalo.
But I think with if he gets 45, 50 yards and Allen gets his 65, 70, 75 yards.
Okay, so you're taking the under.
Yeah, I would take the under on this one. Now, the reason why is because
it just seems like they're going to run both of them.
Typically, they think Josh Allen, they want him to temper that a little bit and look for his guys downfield versus running. We'll catch up with Steve Tasker here of One Bills Live, former great special teams and great receiver with the Bills. But I think you look at, they want him to temper that a little bit, not take his game away from him, but look to try to throw the football down the field before he takes off because he's elusive and tag, he's it. I mean, as a quarterback, because Mitchell Trubisky, the backup quarterback, he's dinged up, Rock. He's questionable for this game. So I think that we may not see quite the exuberance of him running the ball like we have in past years. He'll run a little bit, but I'm going to keep it under because I think Murray, on top of that, they're going to be very, very careful with him with that knee injury. Not that he's not 100%, which he is. He's 100%. But I think he's got enough weapons, got enough of a running game that he can rely on his receivers in a running game not to have to pick up those yards.
Who are you more anxious to see on Sunday at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, excuse me? Kyler Murray or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
You know what? I think with Murray, we already have a pretty good idea, big sample size.
We do.
Marvin
why
Harrison
is it that this year's so much different than years past?
Well, I think that we've seen him when he's healthy, what he can do.
Yeah, and how he ended last year.
Yeah, exactly. I think with the different offense, Cliff Kingsbury offense was just too much. It just was too Mickey Mouse. I think with Drew Petzing, I think now you got a full running game. You got an outstanding, good offensive line that's got chemistry. Marvin Harrison Jr., I want to see how he handles press coverage. I want to see how he handles double coverage. I want to see how he is coming across the middle of the National Football League when guys want to knock his block off.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I am more anxious to watch this young man to see how he performs. And I will say the one comp I can think of that blew up his first game was Anquan Bolden. That first game his rookie year was in Detroit. He had 8 or 9 catches, had a hell of a game.
1 minute.
You went, this is that kid they converted at Florida State from quarterback to receiver, had a hell of a game. Can he have that kind of a game that Anquan had that very first game going way back several years ago or many years ago? I'd like to see something like that. Maybe 10 catches, if that.
Here's the question. Who will have the most catches of these 3? Harrison, Connor, or McBride?
Oh, I would hope Harrison Jr. I would. James Conner coming out of the backfield might get his obligatory 4 or 5 catches, which he should. He should touch the ball, I think, minimum 20 times. I'd love some, catching, running combined. Well, Trey McBride will be a big part of that offense, especially in the red zone. Maybe he gets 6, 7 catches. But I
think it's McBride.
You bring that up because that's a security blanket.
That's what I'm thinking. I think in first game, season, he didn't no training camp or no preseason games. I don't know. Could be wrong. I'd love to see Harrison put up 120 yards, like what Bob McManaman said. A couple touchdowns. Sure. 125, 135 yards.
What I want to see is under center is Kyler Murray drop back, look down the field, hit his guys on his deep dig routes. Marvin Harrison throw the post routes and the bang 8, and not just look for that Trey McBride, that tight end. I want to see him have success on the ball downfield to his receivers.
It'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be fun to see a Cardinal team do that on a consistent basis. Hey, coming up, sports handicapper Scott Spreitzer from Las Vegas has been coming on with us close to 20 years. We will do Texas at Michigan, Colorado at Nebraska, Mississippi State, Arizona State, Cardinals, Bills, Jets, 49ers. Those are the 5 games he will handicap for us next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota.
Clear.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
D-backs open a series in Houston. The Snakes have won 12 of their last 15. Brandon Font will be on the mound. Ketel Marte has been activated. NFL action Sunday here on Fox Sports 910 as the Cowboys call on the Browns. The pregame at 12:45. The Cardinals are in Buffalo. Kyler Murray to face a Bills defense, which had an offseason makeover.
I think the coaching and the rapport that the guys have, I think that'll, I think that'll take over. I don't really expect to see any difference. I'm going out there expecting the best Bills defense that we're going to get.
The Cardinals look to improve on last year's 4-win campaign. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle. If you haven't tried G2G Protein Bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at G2GBar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Craving a sandwich that packs a punch? Welcome to Knuckle Sandwiches in Mesa. We're not your typical sandwich shop. All our menu items are made in-house using family recipes passed down for generations. Taste the difference in every bite. And we don't stop at sandwiches. Enjoy our mouth-watering breakfast burritos and delicious bagel sandwiches. Plus, we cater all over the valley for your next event. Find us at 1140 North Higley in North Point Village, next to Bashis, or skip the line and order online at knucklesandwichesaz.com. Knuckle Sandwiches. This is the knuckle sandwich your parents should have given you.
Is it time for an all-in-one wireless printer with tons of connectivity options? With Document Solutions of the Valley, you can buy, lease, or rent models that work off of your smartphone. Call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Hi, I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Recently, Lerner & Rowe was named the second most influential law firm in the United States. Although we have offices in other parts of the country, Glenn and I both live here and raise our families here. We are your local law firm. No other law firm in the state comes close to the experience, reputation, and results as Lerner & Rowe. When you're hurt in a wreck and need a check, call the law firm that can get you the results you need. Call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Spend an unforgettable night with Bret Michaels, September 21st only at Talking Stick Resort. It's the Rock in the Desert Party Gras. Enjoy special drink offers, thrilling contests with incredible prizes, and exciting casino giveaways throughout the night. It's time to rock out with Bret Michaels, Saturday, September 21st. Tickets are on sale now. Visit TalkingStickResort.com.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze
Scott's ready.
mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze air mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Football's back and a brand new show by the NFL for every fan. GMFB Overtime. This week, hang with Eagles coach Nick Sirianni and Jerry O'Connell. It's GMFB Overtime Premiere Week.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 10 Extra.
NFL Week 1 is here. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. New customers download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SPORTS to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. That's code SPORTS, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus, Arizona only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at dkng.co/ftball.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Time to break down this weekend's biggest games with one of the nation's premier handicappers. From DocSports.com and seen every week on ESPN's Sunday Countdown, he's Scott Spreitzer. And he's here to help make sure your picks pay out.
You're live
with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Scott, how did week one go for you, buddy? How did week one go in college football?
Guys, I lost week one and started off the new week with a win last night with KC thanks to one big toe.
You know, what I love about you, Scott, you've been coming on this program for, almost 20 years. We've been on the air 20 years now. You've been probably 17, 18 years with us. And, you hear these handicappers on these morning shows, right, on Saturdays and Sundays, and they're never wrong. They're always like 80, 90%. They never admit when they're wrong. And I think when people want to use your service, they want to know that, hey, you are gonna lose sometimes, but you're gonna win more than you lose overall. So I think it's great that you actually, because you could have easily said, hey, I did well, I won, and I just really respect that. So I think that's great.
Well, I appreciate that. I always say, how can you trust somebody who tells you they always win if they never tell you when they lose? And, over the years, I was going back to do a promo the other day for a show, and last 1,280 plays, college and pro football combined, we've hit 58%.
Wow.
There are going to be losing weeks once in a while, and unfortunately, last week was one of those. The big play for me last week was Syracuse. Unit-wise, I have a winning week if they win. And they were up 22, laying 17 in the fourth. They gave up a 50-yard touchdown run, and that was that. But, I'll never say I won, or I'll never say, I don't remember if I had a losing week. I promise you that.
See, here is the challenge you had on that bet. You went against my alma mater. You went against the Bobcats. Come on. You can't do that. I won that game because I took the points, so come on.
Bad handicapping on my part to forget that you were a Bobcat.
Yeah, all right. So I'll do the best this week. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do well either. So, all right, let's start with the game of the week, I think, and that is number 3, the Texas Longhorns at number 9, Michigan. This, of course, the Longhorns had a big week. They won 52-0 over Colorado State. Wolverines 30-10 over Fresno State. This is a big one. This is a great game to start the season. How are you handicapping this one?
Yeah, I think so, man. This is going to be a fun game. The number just in the last 24 hours has gone from 7.5 down to 7. But how about the craziness of this line? At one point, 6-8 weeks ago, Texas was as low as a 3.5-point favorite. Last week, 10 days ago, they were as low as a 5-point favorite. And they went all the way up to 7.5 after week one's, situations with Texas winning big, with Michigan struggling with Fresno. UM still ran for 4.5 yards per carry, but I pointed out to people this week that, Fresno State is a decent team. Their projected wins total before the season was 8. This is a good football team. The Longhorns, they blasted a very bad Colorado State team. I don't know a single person, including myself, in the handicapping and sports betting world that has Colorado State power rated in the top 100 this year. I have them 106th. So I look at this game and I think, okay, I look at my power ratings. On a neutral site, I make Texas 6.5 points better than Michigan. This game's being played at the Big House. And I think what Michigan is this year is what we saw when they were under Jim Harbaugh the first couple of years. They're going to run, they're going to play smash mouth, and they're going to let that defense dominate. I'm not saying they're going to dominate Texas defensively, but I think they're going to take this game really close to the wire. I think Michigan getting the points is the way to go.
Scott, the second game, Colorado over a tough opponent, North Dakota State. They win that game, and then Nebraska thumps UTEP. Last time I looked, this rivalry at Nebraska in Lincoln, -6.5. Has that changed?
It's 6.5. It was 7 yesterday. Some bets and money came in on Colorado today to drop it down to 6.5. I looked at last year's game again, and I hear people talking about basing some of their thoughts on this game based on last year. Well, Jeff Sims, no offense, buddy, but he was the human turnover last year. And they had 4 turnovers in that game. It was 13-7 midway through the third. Colorado finished with a 16-0 advantage off of those turnovers. I'd really be shocked. I mean, Dylan Raiola is going to have his off games as a freshman, but this guy is so poised. He's certainly the best or most poised quarterback I've seen at Nebraska in many, many years. So I can't see them committing 3 or 4 turnovers in this one. And by the way, guys, I am a Shedeur Sanders fan. I think he might be QB1 next spring in the draft. And then they got the best player on the field in Travis Hunter, great two-way player. The thing is Nebraska's got the better team overall. Colorado's got the top 3 individual players. I can't lay. I wanted to lay the points with Nebraska. Going into UTEP, I said I can't lay points with Nebraska as a big favorite until they prove they can get it done. They did last week. Now I say I'd love to play Nebraska minus 6.5 in a big game. Well, when's the last time they won a big game when they were favored? So I just got to. I can't do it. It was going to be Nebraska. I decided nothing. I will be rooting for the Big Red. The one advantage I like is that last week Colorado took on a slow North Dakota State defense. That's just the way it is. North Dakota State's a great FCS team, but they're slow. Nebraska's not slow on defense. They got a shot there.
All right, let's go Mississippi State, Arizona State here in Phoenix. Mississippi State is a 6.5 dog. Over under 59.5 still there?
It's dropped down to 5.5 in some shops, 5 now. So again, it's today. It's like in the last few hours, and sharp money pouring in on the SEC squad. But break up the Sun Devils. Holy cow! Last week, what a game! I mean, they not only just wipe out Wyoming on the scoreboard, but how about 499 to 118 total yards, and they held Wyoming to 8 first downs, under 4 yards per pass, 1.3 per carry. Wyoming had 50 yards of offense until the meaningless final drive. So what does it mean for me this week? Miss State is the second worst team in the SEC. They would be, just to put it in perspective, they would be about a 35-point road dog to Georgia this week. So they beat Eastern Kentucky. Who cares? That's not a good FCS team. Miss State's young. Jeff Levy is the new coach. They looked good last week. But this line dropping now under 6, I think Arizona State finds a way to win this by 7 to 10 points, guys.
Nice.
All right.
People love that.
All right. Cardinals are traveling my old stomping ground, Orchard Park, New York, to take on the Buffalo Bills. Bills look like they're still minus 6.5. Interesting here, those guys, because the Cardinals, all hands are on deck. They're completely healthy. The Bills, a lot of changes in the offseason.
Yes.
They're banged up. A lot of question marks. A surprise with the 6.5 in favor of the Bills?
Yeah, I think it's power rated where it should be as far as the line is concerned. Doesn't mean that I don't think there's a play here, and I'll get to that. But, a lot of people have been talking about Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs is a bigger addition for Houston than he was a loss to the Buffalo Bills. They also lost Gabe Davis in the offseason, their second-best receiver. I think they're going to be efficient this year. I am a big Dalton Kincaid fan, and I do like the draft when it came to the receiving room. I like James Cook also on offense. They have a new DC in Bobby Babich. He's bringing in new schemes, and they're missing a lot of faces to try to get those new schemes together. I like the Arizona offense. They're healthy for the most part. They're young in some areas, but I do believe they'll move the football. And listen to this, guys. Buffalo last 15 times as a home favorite, 6-9. Arizona last 21 times as a road dog, 13-7-1 against the spread. Hey, I'll take 65% any week. So Arizona, I think, is the play here. I think they get inside that number.
Well, the other thing too is, you think of the guy, the secondary that's pretty much gone. Milano, he's out pretty much for the entire year unless he can come back in November. You think of Micah Hyde's gone, Poyer's gone. I mean, there's a lot of losses, and I think I like your play here. I would agree. I would take the Cardinals with the line as well too, because of the major losses on defense more so than offense. So, Scott.
Yeah, maybe 4 weeks now. Maybe it's a different story, but I just think this opening week, and I say this, when it comes to the NFL opening week, just like college opening week, tap the brakes a little bit, don't go crazy. But having said that, I do believe Arizona's the right side. I think Buffalo's going to be a better team 4 or 5 weeks from now than they'll be on Sunday.
All right, Scott, Aaron Rodgers returns to the field. Jets, 49ers, Monday night. It's early money, I heard, was pouring in on the visitors and the under. But now the Jets, and looks as though there's been a lot of line movement in this now.
There's mostly 4.5s out there, but there's also some 4s. But this line was as high as 5.5 and dropped all the way down to 3.5, last week. And now, of course, like I said, it's back up to 4, some 4.5s. And a lot of that had to do with Brandon Ayuk signing. People get a little bit excited. To me, even more than that is the fact that Trent Williams was signed, but I don't know if he's in game shape. That's a big boy, man. And he might be the top offensive left tackle in the league. And I'm sure Brock Purdy was smiling ear to ear when he saw that Trent Williams finally signed.
Was.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I don't know him, but I bet he's smiling all day long. They had such a noisy offseason, and now Christian McCaffrey has yet to take a snap, and he's listed as questionable with a calf injury. I look at the Jets. Defense, outstanding again. The defense will be great. Besides Aaron Rodgers, what I like is Breece Hall being healthy. And San Francisco last year finished 26th in defensive rush EPA, expected points per attempt. They're going to be missing Armstead. He signed with Jacksonville. They've got injuries on defense. So I think Breece Hall is going to benefit, which means Aaron Rodgers benefits, and the Jets do also. I think the Jets plus the points, if you can get 4.5, is the way to go in this one. I think San Francisco is going to be a better football team in a couple of weeks. Maybe they'll make me wrong on Monday night. And again, I think Trent Williams was the great signing in the offseason, but I like the Jets here. I'll take a 3-point win for Brock Purdy in this one and cash my ticket.
Nice. It's got Russell Wilson questionable, the nagging calf strain. Currently, they're a plus 3.5 dog. Will that change, you think, if that continues? He's still questionable at this time. Will that just stay at minus 3.5 to Atlanta?
That's the funny thing is he's like, he might not play, and the line is basically not moved based on that, which tells you, where Russell Wilson is at this point in his career. Can you imagine if this was during his heyday with Seattle and they say he might not play? That line, jumps 3 points. But, Pittsburgh's a mess, guys. I don't know that line's going to move up, but I'm going to be shocked if Pittsburgh gets yet another winning season for Mike Tomlin this year, and it's because of that quarterback room. I don't trust either player. Fields is an unbelievable talent, but boy, he seems to have a tough time reading defenses and takes off too early, when he's under a little bit of pressure. And then, of course, Russ, who knows what we're going to get out of him. It hasn't been good the last couple of years. So, boy, I lean Atlanta. I didn't make a play on it, but that's the way I lean. And I think it's kind of telling that line hasn't moved with Russ Wilson being possibly out of this game.
Don't be taking South Alabama against Ohio this weekend, all right? I mean, just
hey, man, I want to know, do you guys, either one of you guys go to any of the schools like transfer that I didn't know about that I just mentioned? Because I can always go back and hedge.
I think Kansas State wanted to transfer me out at one time there, Scott, but otherwise I stayed there.
Oh, man.
What was your look on your face? I just had to say real quickly, what was the look on your face watching game film of your 80-yard run against Nebraska or whatever it was?
It was 81 yards.
Yes.
Number one.
Didn't mean to short you.
Yeah. Second, I was tied.
Ran out of bounds.
Yeah, I was tied with Rick Burns, who was your running back at Nebraska.
Oh,
that
Burnsy.
Yeah, Burnsy. So he and I tied that one. So my look was, I ran out of gas, Scotty. So I can't tell you, man. I ran out of bounds.
Scott, good luck this weekend.
Yeah.
Good luck this weekend. Thank you. Appreciate it as always, Scott Spreitzer. Check him out.
Good luck.
Yeah, you too. DocSports.com. You can check out all of his stuff. It's not just football, does it all. And Scott wins on Twitter X. So good stuff. So there you have it. Some good locks. We have our locks next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Looking for the perfect summer escape? You'll find it at Talking Stick Resort during Summer Playcation. From a refreshing $139 a night with exclusive spa and cabana specials, $25 in free slot play, and no resort fee for Arizona residents. Plus, amazing deals at Talking Stick Entertainment District, including Talking Stick Golf Club, Octane Raceway, Odyssey Aquarium, and so much more. Summer Playcation through September 30th at Talking Stick Resort.
When you use your electric vehicle in autopilot or self-driving mode, accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered at fault or not, you may still have a claim. Lerner & Rowe has a dedicated team skilled in this new science. We are the first law firm in America with the ability to review the proprietary software and hold electric vehicle manufacturers responsible. If you or a loved one were injured in an electric vehicle accident, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com. That's venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
I finally get to say it. Week 1 of the NFL season is here, and you can get in on the action with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Arizona and Buffalo, how about a Marvin Harrison Jr. anytime touchdown at plus 145? Think Kyler's going to find pay dirt? That's plus 265. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 910. That's code 910 for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus, Arizona only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a Colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for your life.
It's football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, Eagles-Packers tonight. Regular season. Some uncharted territory there in Brazil. First ever regular season game there. It's also the first time since 1970 that the league will play a regular season game on a Friday. The Phillies coming off a disappointing season, losing 4 of their last 5. They got bounced out of the playoffs by the Bucs.
Tampa Bay.
Jeez, smoked them. A lot of hype with the Packers. They squeaked into the playoffs as a wild card team and blew out the Cowboys in round 1 before losing to the 49ers in the divisional round. So this could be a good game. We'll see how it all goes, but that's on the Peacock. So many of you will not be able to watch it.
Unfortunate as that is.
It really is.
2 outstanding one up-and-coming quarterback, and Jordan Love played, last 7 games. Finally got it together, and Jalen Hurts hopefully has a good, strong comeback year this year after, as you mentioned, they faded quickly and got smoked by Tampa in that wild card game.
All right, let's get to our locks of the day. Our locks of the weekend, I should say. And it's brought to you by Upper Crust Pizza and Wine Bar in Phoenix. It's your Ohio State Alumni Club of Phoenix. Well, that's where the watch party is. It's a pizza parlor for families and kids. They got a bar, a patio for ages 21 and over, breakfast for early games before 11. And but this game, 4:30 p.m., Western Michigan at Upper Crust, which is Cave Creek and the 101. So let's recap last week. I'm sure I did well.
Oh, unfortunately, Rock, you had Boise State minus 13 over
I got it
Georgia
at 9.
Tech.
Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern, sorry.
I got it at 9. I won it in my DraftKings, but I don't know what happened here on this. That's why when I saw I was in the red, I was like, WTF, what happened here?
Yeah, they only won by 11 points.
I had 9, Southern. I thought I had 9 or 11 with
Rock, you misremembered, obviously.
No, it
was written down on the lineup as 13, though.
I know, but where it really counts is when there's money.
Yeah, well,
so on DraftKings, we're watching that game because I made a big point about that. Is it Aston Gentry or Jenny?
Aston Gentry.
Gentry, not Gentry, it's Genty. And the kid's a freaking stud. And I don't understand how he did not transfer out of Boise State. He's the best running back in college football. I mean, what do you rush for?
They paid him
250, 300.
Yeah, it's like 230.
Kid's unbelievable.
A boatload of what they did. Well, they just paid him well, Rock, to keep him there. So Boise State.
Where are they getting the money? Dirk Cutter giving him some of his old money from the NFL.
Well, remember, Dirk came in their last 5 games as the offensive coordinator. He filled in as the OC last year. Not this year though. He's building a home there back in back at Boise and said, "Okay, I'll help you out." They needed us.
They got tough. Boise State. I mean, they're going to be the top 5 probably winner. I would think. I mean, if they right. Well, who's going to be
Liberty?
No,
I'm just saying they got a really easy schedule. They just got to go undefeated and hope a Boise State team gets sniped in the Mountain West, which is very competitive.
Well, that's the difference, though. That you get the strength of schedule. Liberty, they better have to play some top dog. If they do, who are they playing? And then Boise State, with their schedule.
Or what if a Tulane comes in and beats Kansas State tomorrow? They might be a representative there too.
Could
but
be.
Manuch, you had Nebraska minus 27.5 over UTEP in that hit, and I had Miami minus 2.5 over Florida. So Manuch and myself 1-0 heading into week 2.
All right, I'm going with Tennessee and the NC State game. It's in Charlotte. These teams have not played since 2012. Game which Tennessee won 35-21. This is in Charlotte. Wolfpack, more of a home game for them. But I think Tennessee is going to cover the spread on this one. This is my lock. For some reason, I just think Tennessee, their offense, they racked up 718 total yards against Chattanooga. Okay, it's Chattanooga, but you're still putting up 718. Sure. That's a big-ass number. So I'm going with that.
My locks will be Tampa Bay minus 2.5 over the Commanders. I'm surprised this isn't higher. You have the Baker Mayfield-led team last year went and beat your Eagles in the wild card last year. I think it's another playoff team. Main reason why is Jaden Daniels. Cliff Kingsbury's offensive coordinator. You think, okay, Kingsbury with a rookie quarterback. We've seen this before, right? Kyler Murray, Kingsbury. I just see with a rookie quarterback, the Commanders don't have quite the team maybe in a couple of years. I'm going to go with this lock. I think it's a good lock, but I thought it might be like 4.5 to -4, -5. So Tampa, my lock over the Commanders.
I think that game is not. I think everyone is on that game. I think a lot of people in their Survivor put Tampa.
Yeah, I would think so.
You look at it, especially the Survivor we have at Fan Pick'em, where you can only use that one team one time.
Right.
I think a lot. I mean, I took Tampa in that.
I did too.
However, I don't care if I lose my Survivor. Betting's what I care. This could be one of those games where the wise guys are sitting in that basement and they're like, let's get everybody to go on Tampa. Yeah. And all of a sudden,
1 minute,
Jaden Daniels does it.
You never know.
I'm going to go Kansas minus 4.5 at Illinois. I'm surprised the line keeps dropping. Let it keep going. I think Kansas' dynamic offense with Jalen Daniels, the wide receivers they have. Get this, Illinois has not beaten a ranked non-conference team since 2011. And guess who they played? It was the 22 ranked Arizona State Sun Devils was the last time they beat a non-conference ranked team.
Coming up in hour number 3, Steve Tasker is going to join us as we'll talk some Buffalo Bills with him. We'll get into our It's Your Call question today because it has to do with the first month of the NFL season. Got some college ball to talk about as well. It's Roc and Manuch with you out here. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota.
Click.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Looking to win some cash? Who isn't? Join Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B for their 24th year hosting the Monday Night Tailgate. Each week, you could win $9,100. That's the Monday Night Tailgate at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Ready for some football? Join our annual Pro Football Pick'em contest today. You could win $5,000 and amazing prizes from Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. Don't miss out on the excitement. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
Hey, sports fans, if you like college football and you love the excitement of going for a big score with parlay wagering, then this offer from BetMGM really has legs. Introducing the College Football No Sweat Parlay Token. Apply this token to any qualifying college football parlay wager. If you don't win, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets. All you have to do is log into your existing BetMGM account to receive your token. Then add a qualifying college football parlay wager to your bet slip and attach the token. You'll get your stake back in bonus bets if your parlay isn't a winner. So go deep without even breaking a sweat. Make your favorite picks from dozens of betting options and watch the games knowing you are part of the action. Log into BetMGM and claim your token today. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only, Arizona only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one Duke's. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Vital Marte has been activated from the injured list for the Diamondbacks as they take on the Astros today. Brandon Pfaadt will be on the mound. The Cardinals visit the Bills Sunday. Receiver Xavier Weaver has been ruled out. Safety Joey Blunt and tight end Tip Ryman are questionable to play. College football tomorrow here on Fox Sports 910. Iowa State visiting Iowa. The pregame starts at 12:30. ASU and Arizona defend home field tomorrow. The Sun Devils play Mississippi State. ASU has never beaten an SEC team before. Down south, the number 18 Wildcats play NAU. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Sunny skies on tap for your Friday. An excessive heat warning issued for the Phoenix metro area. Sunshine and 110 this afternoon. Overnight low 89. Saturday and Sunday much the same, mostly sunny and 108. I'm Celeste Rodriguez with your Fox 10 weather experts.
This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com.
It's Ryan Seacrest here. Chumba Casino is where I go to play hundreds of casino-style games for free for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. You can do it too. ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 9.
You're live.
Hope you have a wonderful Friday. Getting ready for week 2 college football, as well as week 1 at the NFL. And some Diamondbacks in Houston take on the Astros. Only one top 25 versus top 25 game.
Yeah.
Texas,
Michigan. That's it.
It's the first one. And if you kind of go back to last week, you know, the good, the bad, so to speak. I mean, the bad's got to be FSU, what they're dealing with, right?
Yes.
Clemson. And it's hard to believe that only 4 schools, well, four organizations that play FBS football did not use the transfer portal, the 3 service academies and Clemson. Oregon, they only beat Idaho by 10. That's interesting.
It was closer than you think.
Oh, no.
It was closer than you think.
I mean, they only scored 24 points, but it wasn't really that close. The point was they put up 500 yards of total offense. So that's not – it wasn't close.
Yeah. You look at – I mean, the score was close to a point, but you thought a blowout would be happening.
Of course.
You know, you would
Idaho?
Idaho. You know, just –
Coach Regal still there?
No, he was at Idaho State.
Oh, Idaho State.
Idaho State, yeah. Not Idaho.
Texas A&M, and Notre Dame, maybe
it's a good game
when you look at that.
Yeah, good game.
Colorado, they have the 2 stars. Their defense hasn't improved, and it kind of reminded me, and somebody else, I wrote this somewhere, that this Colorado team kind of reminds you of a Rich Rod team, where you have all this offense, tons of offense, but you can't get any points. They threw for 445 yards, but they still could not, put up really big numbers and could have lost that game at the end.
Well, they couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't put up the numbers in the red zone. That was the key. They just couldn't capitalize in the red zone. And North Dakota State, folks, that's a tough team. I mean, they're hard. They come hard. They come at you. And they're good, fundamentally sound. So if you're going to beat them, you better be on top of your game, which Colorado was not on top of their game.
And that's why Colorado is a 7-point dog against Nebraska this week. I love that game. I really, really like Nebraska.
6.5 or 7, something like that.
I really like them. A few other bads from last week as we look at turn the page. Arizona giving up 39 points to New Mexico. I don't know about that.
I will say that Devin Dampier, a very talented quarterback in New Mexico. Kid was a stud at Saguaro High School. He's a phenomenal athlete. Throws the ball well, runs well. But you're right. Dino Babers, the defensive coordinator down there. Folks, New Mexico, you better get figured out before you get into the big conference games, or they're going to take advantage of that.
When you look at the positives from last week, of course, Arizona State, Wyoming, and they covered. Penn State, they dominated West Virginia, and they forced 4 fumbles, had some sacks. They did, a bunch of good stuff on defense. This week against Bowling Green, you may want to take the under. Weather, lots of rain. Alabama, they dominated the Hilltoppers. Kind of didn't look any different than a Nick Saban team, right?
They did. Fast, quick, strong.
Utah beat Southern Utah. But I think the big story is Cameron Rising. What's his
Rising?
7th year? Rising, it's his 7th year.
Yeah, 6th or 7th year. A couple of injuries there.
Cam Ward, Miami, we saw that. Nebraska with the local kid, Dylan Raiola. He looked good. And Cornhuskers have a rushing attack, too. So we look ahead to tomorrow. Will be there. This is just the second time in history that these two teams have played. And the first time they played was the 2005 Rose Bowl, where Vince Young led Longhorns. They edged out Michigan 38-37. Some other games, and I want to stand corrected. I was looking off a different poll. There's 2 top 25s versus 25. You also got number 14 Tennessee. And then number 24, NC State. Yeah. So Boise State at number 7, Oregon. Arkansas at number 16, Oklahoma State. And then number 23, Georgia Tech is at Syracuse. Of course, I mentioned game day, Michigan. Michael Phelps will be the guest picker. Which school, you can use this at the refreshment stand over the weekend, which school has the most appearances and the most hosting of game day, college game day?
Ooh, I'll just state the obvious. Michigan.
Michigan they're up there, but they are not. They're not number 1.
Ohio State.
That's right. They have the most appearances, 59, but they've hosted the most at 23. Alabama 18, Michigan 14, Florida LSU at 13. So that's good stuff. So man, there aren't that many really good games tomorrow. Let's just be honest. There's not. But it's fine. It's average. It's an average weekend because you still got the first part of the season where you're playing a lot of cupcakes. They're paydays for these smaller schools. I'm glad that this first game is early. I hate when there's only 1 or 2 major games and you got to wait till 5:30, 5 o'clock to watch them. I love the 9 o'clock games. I just absolutely love it, even though
I will say, I think that there'd be some good tests for some teams. I think that the Baylor-Utah game would be a good test for Utah.
I like that.
I think that'd be a good test for Iowa. You look at Iowa, number 20, Iowa State. And Iowa State, last year they finished strong, so that'd be a good test. May not be the most exciting games, but Iowa put some points on the board last week, believe it or not. But I look at those, and you talked about the Tennessee and the NC State game. That'll be a good game. So there are a few testers. K-State, Tulane's coming into Manhattan to take on the Wildcats. Tulane.
So where, if you're going into Manhattan,
no, they're going at Tulane.
Is that Tulane? I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. was going to say, how do you get to Manhattan?
You can go directly into it now, or you fly into Kansas City.
They got to drive like 2 hours?
You could drive, or you take a puddle jumper into Manhattan, or you can fly directly into Manhattan, Kansas, Rock.
So they have an airport.
You have an airport. They do.
So what would you
commercial
say? It's
jets.
is it like Mesa?
Like similar like that. Yeah, pretty much like that. Basically.
So they have one direct flight every week?
They might have a few more than one, but they fly in and out. They've got the commercial airlines that can fly.
When was the last time you were back in Manhattan?
I give you it was 19. Was it? No, it was 2001. Last time I was there in Manhattan on a recruiting trip. But I was working at Motorola. I was recruiting engineers.
So you weren't there for any other reason, like a reunion thing?
No, I wasn't. Haven't had a chance to get back there for any of the reunion. The Golden Cat Club had their reunion last week with all the
Golden Cat.
Yeah,
Club?
those are the guys that submit. Over. I want to say if you submit $100 or more a year, you're part of the Golden Cat Club. Those are the big hitters.
Hey, the judge holds on the approval of the NCAA House settlement, as this judge said that they will not grant preliminary approval of this current version of the proposed $2.8 billion settlement of 3 athlete compensation antitrust cases. Of course, this is the NCAA, Power 5 conferences. This is going to take a while, I think. Don't you? I mean, it's going to be a while for this thing to get settled. It's a lot of money.
Settlement, or I don't think they'll take it to court. I think they're just going to try to work it out to see. But $2.8 billion, and I remember we went this with about a month ago. We were talking about, they can agree to agree, but they can't agree on the price. They feel that $2.8 billion is not enough money, and I think if they talked about they took this to court. The main reason is if they took it to court, you could see a jury triple the damages. And I think what would we say is like $14.2 billion if they took this thing to court. But I would hope that they would settle at some kind of agreement for all three of them, have some kind of agreement. But again, it's the NCAA behind the 8 ball. And I think from that standpoint, this could take a long, long time as far as getting settled.
D-backs are in Houston. They are getting ready for a weekend battle, interleague play, which this is pretty important. It really is. I mean, they need to at least take 2 or 3. Houston's been kind of slumping a little bit. They're 5 games up in their division. The D-backs are just they're still holding the second National League wildcard spot at 79 and 62. So they're right there. Would have been nice for them to kind of squeak out a sweep yesterday, but they got 2 or 3 out of San Francisco. Now they continue being on the road in Houston for the weekend.
Yeah, and they need to keep pace because, as you mentioned, plus 2.5 the wild card. The Mets are even, and the Braves are even, right on their heels. And the Mets, they won 8 out of the last 10, and the Braves have won 6 out of the last 10. Diamondbacks only won 4 out of those last 10. So they got to hold serve, Rock, because all of a sudden these teams start getting hot these last 3 weeks of the season. It's not a given you're going to make the wild card. They're not going to win the National League West. We know that. But they're only plus 2.5. Padres are plus 3. So this thing's going to turn into a 4-team lead and race in the wild card.
Good news. Ketel Marte is back. He is going to start at second base today. He's been on that 10-day injured list. He will lead off as the designated, or he's not playing. He's been cleared to play full activity, but it looks as though he will lead off as a DH.
And put Newman at second base. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be good. I think that's it. Probably take a
then
lot
they'll
of that.
bring him in slowly to get back at second.
I think that's it. I think that they showed him the other day fielding some ground balls.
Yeah, Newman will be at second, so it's going to, yeah. So that's
good to have his bat, but like Christian Walker, may take him a couple of games to get the timing down because he hasn't played any live games in 2 weeks.
He's batting fourth, Walker. So D-backs tonight, 5 o'clock, and then tomorrow it's a day game, 1 o'clock, and then Sunday it's the ESPN game. Now, if you have DirecTV, you won't be able to watch it.
So that's a shame right now with that whole thing with Disney.
Especially, what if the Astros, they drop 2, D-backs get 2, and it's, hey, you want to go for a sweep? I know I'm going to tune in, even though the Detroit LA game is a good game for Sunday night. NFL.
It's awesome.
Stafford going back. I mean, I literally dropped Richardson and picked up Stafford because he wasn't drafted in our fantasy to start him just because of this game.
Motivation?
Hell yeah.
Not motivation.
Heck yeah.
Gotta be going with that. And I think that you look at some of those, and hey, don't you think that Matthew Stafford's going to be motivated to go back there? And Goff is going to be motivated to have a good game against his team, his ex-team. So the two two quarterbacks going at it, but it will be a great game. A lot of outstanding games this weekend in the National Football League just to get it kicked out, as opposed to last night's game. Lamar Jackson, Rock. The guy is money during the regular season, couple of MVPs, but you just wonder, why can't he not win in the playoffs? Why can't he not win the big game when you see him have a game like he did last night to take that final drive and just come up short in the end zone?
By the way, if you're going to the game tomorrow night, Sun Devil Stadium, stay hydrated. You know what? Yesterday, 110? We broke the streak, 56 day of being 110. So Saturday night, it's going to be hot there. That student section, coaches trying to get everybody rowdy.
Sure.
And they want to show Mississippi State, the SEC, how it works out here.
Yeah, we had a cool 116-degree day yesterday, Rock. So that should be cooling down to 110, as you mentioned. 7:30 kickoff. I'm sure by kickoff it might be like 105 at kickoff. You know what? And hey, the Devils, they'll be in great shape. I'm sure Mississippi State will be in great shape too. They deal with the heat and humidity, but those Devils, they come out like they did against Wyoming. It'll be a good game. But it's SEC, big boy ball.
All right, Manuch is going to break down what the Cardinals need to beat his former team, the Buffalo Bills. We'll do that next, and then former Bill Steve Tasker will join us as we are live out here at Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price, Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. This is Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
US 60 Superstition Freeway eastbound near Mill Avenue. We have an accident off right. Also on the US 60 westbound near I-10, we have an accident being reported, and an accident McDowell at 22nd Street.
This report is sponsored by Precision Air and Plumbing.
For over 25 years, Precision has delivered top-notch service. Get our drain cleaning special for just $59.95. You can expect fair prices and quality work done by true experts. Call us today at 602-765-PIPE.
Get ready to turn heads with Arizona Color Vehicle Wraps, the original vehicle wrap shop. Your one-stop shop for business branding, vehicle wraps, and graphics. Our in-house graphic design team specializes in everything from food trucks to business fleets, RVs, cargo trailers, and side-by-sides. Ready to elevate your brand? Call Arizona Color Vehicle Wraps at 623-580-7386 or get a quick quote online at arizonacolorwraps.com. One call wraps it all.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net. We offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. With Crest, you're not only protecting what matters most, but also helping to build stronger, more resilient communities. Crest Insurance, coverage you can trust, service you can count on.
Are you struggling with low testosterone? Metier Clinical has you covered. Get a 1-month supply for just $250, including your initial labs and pre-filled syringes. Visit Metier Clinical Services today and pick up your boost. No hassle, just results. Call or stop by to learn more at 602-835-2675 or visit metierclinicalservices.com. Metier Clinical Services, your solution for a healthier you starts here. Consult your healthcare provider before starting any new treatment.
Kick off the football season with Twin Peaks, Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and Fox Sports 910 for our fantastic tailgating sweepstakes. Text PEAKS to 59925 for your chance to win a Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, and more. No purchase necessary. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Biana's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Cardinals open the season with the Bills Sunday. Receiver Xavier Weaver is out for the game. Safety Joey Blunt and tight end Tip Ryman are questionable. College football tomorrow. Arizona State plays Mississippi State. Arizona takes on NAU. The Diamondbacks visit the Astros with Brandon Font on the mound. Bengals All-Pro receiver Jamar Chase is considering sitting out of Sunday's game against the Patriots amid ongoing contract negotiations. I'm Frank Aaron.
NFL Week 1 is here. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. New customers download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SPORTS to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. That's code SPORTS, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus. Arizona only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at dkng.co/ftball.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
To me, it doesn't matter. I'm just excited to finally hit somebody. It's been a while for me since I have. So, you can't hit Marvin. So, I'm excited to go against a different team and finally showcase true speed, true everything.
Buddha's ready to go. Buddha Baker, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here at Wright Toyota. Kyler Murray has had his moments. If you flash back to November 15th, 2020, if you remember, Josh Allen hits Stephon Diggs, gets the Bills up 30-26, 34 seconds remaining in that game, which gave 34 seconds to Kyler Murray to come back and that Hail Mary in the end zone with 2 seconds remaining, which somehow DeAndre Hopkins caught the ball to win the game for Arizona. Truly one of the worst defeats for the Bills that they've ever, it's not up there with, Wide Right or Music City Miracle, but it's now the Hail Mary, so
the Hail Murray,
I meant. That's
Hail
what I mean.
Murray, that's it.
But anyway, we turn our attention to Sunday, and I'm sure Cardinal fans would hope something similar.
Yeah, I think that, the one thing that everybody's so concerned about Marvin Harrison Jr., and I know that, Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator, wants to get this kid involved. And they will. But I think that the way you beat the Bills, the way you got to beat the Bills is running game. They were one of the worst running defenses last year, one of the top passing defenses in the National Football League last year. But I look at this team overall, you got to pound the football. And I think that Drew Petzing's going to have a heavy dose, got a great combination of James Conner, Trey Benson, and DeMarcado as the running backs. And he's going to have to be patient. And I know everybody's going, wow, he's got all these weapons that being Kyler Murray. Let's use the weapons. Let's do Marvin Harrison Jr. Well, let's just take a look at the game plan. Let's pound the football to set up those quick slants to Marvin Harrison or those out routes or incorporate Trey McBride. So I think, Rock, I really believe that they're going to focus on the running game, the screen game. Remember, they still got Ed Oliver, that defense. He's still a hell of a defensive tackle for this Buffalo Bills team. And you're like, well, look, they've lost Micah Hyde. They lost Poyer. Matt Milano's out. Their stud linebacker. Let's throw the ball down the field. Well, again, yeah, that is. I get it, but you got to pick your time, pick your moment. So I think they established a run, short passing game. But guess what? Now the Cardinals can take the shots down the field with Marvin Harrison Jr. Now they can stretch the field like they were hoping to the last couple of years.
I mean, if they can rush the ball like they did last year, we talked about what they averaged, like 5 a game or something.
Close to 4.7.
5, yeah, per attempt. Is to get the ground game going, but milk the clock.
Yeah.
So they don't get Josh Allen on the field.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
I mean, wouldn't that be something that they would want to try to do if they can?
How about that? Because last year, when you looked at the Cardinals, their defense, I think, was on the field third or fourth longest in the National Football League. And that was one of the problems with the Cardinals last year. Offense couldn't sustain drives. And your point, Rock, it's great, is because they can sustain drives, control the clock, win the first down battle, get at least they get anywhere from 8 to 9 out of 15, 16 first downs. They're doing their job to keep that ball out of Josh Allen's hands. But again, they've got the weapons. I mean, it's like if I'm Drew Petzing, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a smorgasbord here, but I got to make sure I don't get right to the dessert. I got to eat my meat, my potatoes, my veggies to go ahead and work the ball down the field. So very tempting to work the ball down the field to all your receivers.
I just think if Josh is going to have a lot of time, if he's going to get in there, he's going to have a field day. This defense, let's be honest, okay? Cardinal fans, let's just be realistic. They did not improve in this offseason. Unfortunately, an injury here and there is playing into that as well. But, the last couple of years, they've been on the bottom when it comes to the amount of points, amount of yards that they give up.
Well,
and we know Josh can put up big numbers if he had to. But I think we've talked about this, and I think everybody's talked about this, is they're going to score a lot of points, but they're also going to give up a lot.
And my statement to that is you can't give up the big play. Now, contain a Josh Allen, contain this receiving core, contain Cook at running back, and you look at this front. So they've gone from a predominant 3-4 front last year to a 4-3 front. So they rely heavily on their linebacking core to make a lot of the plays. Now, where the Cardinals have the experience, you look at their secondary, Buda Baker and Jalen Thompson as the safeties.
But those are the only two guys that you need to be scared of, right?
Well, here's the thing. What they'll probably do, Bunning's a decent corner. The rookie, and look at Melton, basically, if you're going to come after him as a backup, then you might put him in there. But what they're going to do, they're going to start right now. It looks like Starling Thomas V is going to get the start in reference to Max Melton. So they must not have seen what they needed to see for the rookie corner to be starting. But if he's in there, he's a nickelback, whatever, they'll take those shots. But I think with the Bills, Josh Allen's going to get his. Just don't give up the big play. Allow them to go with long plays. Allow them to try to take the long road down the field in order for not to sustain them on the defense. You got to push the pocket. You may not get to him, but you got to push the pocket in front of Josh Allen. And on top of that, you can't give up those big plays with receiving core. You just can't. You can't get behind the sticks, as they say, in Buffalo, especially in Orchard Park with that fandom. It might be a little windy. 65, 70 degrees might be windy. If it's windy in Buffalo, it's very difficult to throw the football. He's got the gun. Allen's got the arm.
But they got a pretty good running back in Cook.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Cook, I mean, their mantra this year is for them is to, and I don't think it's ever a blessing as a guy like Stephon Diggs is gone because he was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
And Davis was phenomenal. They were 40% of the passing game last year. But I think that what you're now seeing is maybe he spreads the ball out more. Maybe he doesn't run as much, that being Josh Allen. And they might have more production as far as sustained drive versus the home run ball. They will miss the home run ball with Stephon Diggs, though.
Yeah, I think this is a bigger game for Buffalo than it is for Arizona.
I would agree.
If Arizona loses this game, everyone's like, okay, it's a road game, first game, no problem. We all know, looking at the schedule, the first 6 games are going to be tough.
Nobody played in preseason.
But for Buffalo to lose to the Cardinals, we only had 4 wins last year.
In Buffalo,
that would not be good because Buffalo, if you look at their schedule, they got a pretty tough schedule, rest of the way over the next 5 weeks for them.
I think we're all anxious, okay, this front 7, can they push the pocket? Can they get more pressure? Not having Darius Robinson on the IR
2 minutes
to push the pocket is one thing. But I think that you look at Xavier Thomas, he's going to get his fair share on passing downs. Can these, when Darius is in 4 or 5 weeks, can Xavier Thomas be one of those guys, the young man out of Clemson, to maybe create a little havoc on Josh Allen, to force Josh Allen out of the pocket, to force Josh Allen to the outside? Now, if they do, hey, secondary heads up because he'll either run it, but I think this year the emphasis, yet to be seen, they want him to keep his eyes up the field and throw down the field versus taking off.
With the exception of 2 big draft picks, there's some, injuries are out for a couple of days. They announced today that there was a report that Xavier Weaver, the undrafted wide receiver, he is not going to play with an oblique
And he was
injury.
more your returner. Kickoff return, punt
There's
return.
no kickoffs anyway, so what's the matter?
There isn't.
A joke.
That is a joke. Why are they doing this? Because USF, you want any injuries? I mean, then just go back to the regular. How about you just move?
How many injuries have there been on kickoffs?
Rock, it's not that many. It really has never been that many.
Go back to the 20.
Yeah, exactly right. So you get a return.
Yes. It's one of the best parts of the game.
I agree. Definitely is.
Coming up, Steve Tasker will join us. We'll talk some Buffalo Bills. The Bills' great receiver and special teamer. He will join us next to talk everything Bills. It's Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B out here, right Toyota, Fox Sports 910.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Curtain lifts on the NFL season for the Cardinals Sunday in Orchard Park, New York as they meet the Bills. Buda Baker expecting big things from the defense this season.
For me, it's, I don't like to talk much about stats or what could possibly happen. I just like to talk about the grind and living in the present. And, when Sunday happens, everyone will see.
Xavier Weaver is out for the game. Tip Ryman and Joey Blunt both questionable. Sunday we'll have the Browns hosting the Cowboys on Fox Sports 910 pregame at 12:45. The Diamondbacks visit the Astros. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. Ketel Marte has been activated. He's batting leadoff as the DH. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker and Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Sunny skies on tap for your Friday. An excessive heat warning issued for the Phoenix metro area. Sunshine and 110 this afternoon. Overnight low 89. Saturday and Sunday much the same, mostly sunny and 108. I'm Celeste Rodriguez with your Fox 10 weather experts.
This report is sponsored by the City of Phoenix. Hey, Phoenix, you're ranked third in the country for traffic fatalities, partly because 70% of pedestrian crashes and half of all bike vehicle collisions happen when drivers are turning. Phoenix, pay attention when you're on the road. You're a big city. Act like one.
Craving a sandwich that packs a punch? Welcome to Knuckle Sandwiches in Mesa. We're not your typical sandwich shop. All our menu items are made in-house using family recipes passed down for generations. Taste the difference in every bite. And we don't stop at sandwiches. Enjoy our mouth-watering breakfast burritos and delicious bagel sandwiches. Plus, we cater all over the valley for your next event. Find us at 1140 North Higley and North Point Village, next to Bashis', or skip the line and order online at knucklesandwichesaz.com. Knuckle Sandwiches. This is the knuckle sandwich your parents should have given you.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. Monsoon season is here, which means my team and I are ready to serve you and your family. Go to state48roofing.com, scan the QR code below. We'll see you up on your roof.
Feeling like your garage door issues are a real game changer? Don't fumble with overpriced repairs. Get Lifted High Garage Door Repair in your playbook. When it comes to garage doors, don't get sacked by delays or high costs. Lifted High Garage Door Repair swoops in to save the day. Put Lifted High Garage Door Repair on your roster and score big with top-notch service that won't break the bank. Call 480-270-1639. Great prices, quality parts, unmatched service.
Don't miss a minute of the action when Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium as a member of the Big 12 Conference to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs, Saturday, September 7th at 7:30 p.m.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils!
Get your ASU Mississippi State tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now, the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard to reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
Voicemail.
Sarah Spain with iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Capital One. Washington Spirit midfielder Croy Bethune will miss the remainder of the season with a meniscus tear. The 23-year-old sustained the injury throwing out the ceremonial first pitch as the Washington Nationals honored the Spirit's 4 Olympians upon their return to D.C. Bethune is still the frontrunner for NWSL Rookie of the Year. She's been the Rookie of the Month for every month this season except for July, majority of which she spent with the national team. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
With the Venture Card from Capital One, you earn unlimited 2x miles on every purchase. Plus, earn unlimited 5x miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Nothing yet. If you can, yeah. All right, you're live.
All right, Bills. Cardinals. Got a revamped offense with Josh Allen. So it looks a little different than years past. Stephon Diggs is gone. Gabe Davis is gone. They brought in Curtis Samuel, Matt Collins. They got a rookie in Coleman. Is it Keon Coleman. And some might say a new era in Buffalo because the offense with Joe Brady as the full-time offensive coordinator. He came in towards the middle of last season. The running back, James Cook, coming off a breakout year, 1,100 rushing yards.
Yes,
He'll be the focal point. Dalton Kincaid is expected to be more in a bigger passing, or I should say, a larger role in the passing game. But you got that AFC East, pretty challenging. I mean, what's probably fortunate for the Buffalo Bills, everybody's just talking about the Jets. Jets. It makes you sick, right?
Well, they had a damn good team without a quarterback last year, Rock. So I think that's a lot of people going, wow, if they just, now that they've got a quarterback, and a great one that is, Hall of Famer.
But when you look at the pressure going into the season, last couple of years it's been Super Bowl or bust for the Buffalo Bills.
It really has, because they've had their chances to get there,
and they've had a lot of success with winning the division. But now it's been okay. What's going on with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, and let's not forget about what's going on down in Miami.
Yeah,
Patriots are not worried about.
No,
they may have the first round pick.
Yeah, you know what? I feel it'll be a three horse race. I mean, you look at it, but I think with the Buffalo Bills, when you got Josh Allen and with the Jets with Aaron Rodgers and two out down Miami, it'll be a battle of who wins the conference. Basically, if they get split. But I mean, you look at some of the weapons of the Bills, and you go, okay, pretty solid running game. You got a good group of receivers. You got the rookie, and you mentioned Keon Coleman. Got some decent backups. I think you got Josh Allen, who basically at any particular point in time can take over a game with his legs, with his arm.
Yeah.
And I think that's vitally important, because I think their offense, I mean, their defense is going to struggle. Had a hell of a defense last year. Now, you could run on them, but you couldn't pass on them. One of the best pass defenses. Their run defense was suspect. But, I mean, you've got when you lose Milano, I think that's huge. And nothing against DeMar Hamlin, the young man that basically is a walking miracle. A couple years ago, he had that heart attack on the field.
Yeah.
But he's now starting safety. He's been more of a backup. They've had to incorporate him. So again, I think where the Bills are suspect is on the defensive side, running and passing. How their offense is going to pretty much have to put, I'm going to probably say 27, 28 points per game up in order to get until this Bills defense gets somewhat acclimated. Because I think McDermott, he's being more involved with the defense than he has last year. Got Joe Brady on the offensive side. He brought more balance to this team. He'd like to take a shot. I mean, a lot of you folks would go, Joe Brady, I know that name. Well, he was the offensive coordinator at LSU when you had Joe Burrow and Jefferson and just the three amigos running all over the place for that national title run and having that kind of offense. But he had a balanced offense. Now the Buffalo Bills, he wants to really focus on the run game, maybe take some of the running pressure off of Josh Allen and get the ball down the field. But I'm just very, very anxious to see how this Bills defense, if they put any kind of pressure on Kyler Murray and force him out of his comfort zone.
Why is it that it just seems like there are some pundits that have just said, okay, the Buffalo Bills, their chances are dwindling. They're out. I mean, Stephon Diggs is a one guy. I mean, it's just
Davis is out.
All right, but they've won 4 straight AFC title games, right? I think they've won 4 straight playoff games too, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they've won 4 straight AFC East.
That's
titles,
what I mean.
yeah.
I'm sorry, did I say titles? I meant East.
Yeah. They just can't get over the hump because the Chiefs have been in their way. Chiefs have beat them in 2.
Maybe making some changes is what they needed.
Well, here's how I look at this, okay?
You can't do it with what you had for 4 years. Maybe there wasn't, they needed a change.
And maybe the only thing I can think of, Rock, is being in locker rooms when we're very fortunate, never had any diva receivers in there or diva running backs or guys that give me the damn ball, whatever. Now you're going to have more.
You had diva offensive linemen, didn't you?
No, we didn't. No.
Come
Well,
on.
Conrad Dober's a little bit of a diva, but he deserved it. Could hardly move. I think about this whole makeup of the Bills offense now and go, now what's going to happen is Josh Allen make his reads. He won't have to worry about trying to feed Stephon Diggs the ball because he's chirping all the time. Now he can make his reads, get the ball where it needs to go. Joe Brady can call plays, not have to worry about keeping a guy happy, Stephon Diggs. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I think we all call it the minutia that surrounds the game. Hey, a head coach is, I don't give a damn who catches the ball. I want the ball to go to the right spot and not have to worry about egos or have to worry about keeping a guy healthy, happy, or keeping this guy. Now you just run the offense. So I don't know. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that Stephon Diggs is gone. But I will say this. When you lose 4 outstanding players on your defense, I'm just wondering how this defense, that being Buffalo, is going to be able to cover up when you have a receiving core like this Arizona Cardinals team. What they're going to have to do is generate a pass rush on Kyler Murray. They have to generate giving up a big play with Kyler Murray, keeping him in the pocket. At that point, that'll protect their secondary, I feel, and they won't be able to give up so many plays. But I will say this, Drew Petzing's going to test this defensive secondary, I would say early on in this game, just to make them aware that we can take that shot. We may take that shot on this, I'm not going to say porous defensive secondary, but a much different secondary than we've seen the last several years.
You think there'll be a speck of red at all there in Orchard Park?
Yeah, maybe a handful of Arizona Cardinals in there. They live back there in the Western New York area.
I think there's been a run of national media members that are jumping on this Cardinal bandwagon a little bit, which is kind of nice to hear.
Well, because we've been talking about all the changes and all the different things going on with the Bills. So you go, the Bills are healthy. I mean, the Cardinals are healthy. Kyler's back. Marvin Harrison Jr., everybody's healthy. Everybody's up to speed.
I don't know, man. It just, on paper, it looks like a blowout, but this Jonathan Gannon-led team, they're competitive, and that's what we saw the second part of the season. They had that spirit, that competitive spirit that I think is under him. And when you got, of course, a healthy Kyler Murray, and who knows what we're going to see from Marvin Harrison Jr., which I think we're going to see.
Here's the thing
some
now,
fun stuff. They could put up a good fight.
Second year with Kyler Murray with this offense, he understands it, he gets it. Now, how does Kyler Murray translate what Drew Petzing has put on the chalkboard in order for them to run the different schemes, the different looks, the different adjustments? And it seems, though, what we hear, Kyler Murray can run this offense, understands the offense. And now, instead of last year, with Drew Petzing is kind of piecemealing him the offense because he got in there with, 8 games ago. Now he can go ahead and run his game plan like he wants to. Last year, when Kyler Murray came into a game and not quite fully understanding the game, Drew Petzing had to kind of back off the playbook. And with that, when you back it off, chances of winning, which were slim to none anyway with the 4-win season, really deter from what you can do with your talent. Now what Drew Petzing is doing, he can extrapolate that offense on the field and add things and even divulge a few things during the game with all the different systems within the system.
One little storyline, it's not little, is Tom Brady in the booth. Now, what's interesting about that, okay, we know the $300 million box.
Right.
He's going to have the Cowboys and Browns week 1. But, he's trying to become a part owner of the Raiders.
Yet to be approved.
And that's pending. And what could happen here, it has to be approved by at least 24 of the 32 owners. And that could happen as early as October. If that would happen, he would not be able to be part of any of the broadcast production meetings with the NFL teams. He would not even be allowed in the facilities to watch practice or any of that, which that's huge.
That's a big part of it. He also can't critique the officials. He won't be able to critique the officials. He won't be able to really critique a lot of.
Put him in the studio then.
Well, but since this came out, it's like for him, what is it you're going to be able to bring to the broadcast? I know he'll be able to call the game, but to get the finer pieces, you got to read who's he doing the games with? Who's his
Burkhart, Kevin?
So you have to look at his notes and then look at his complete notes.
I mean, he could call a game without being there and doing that prep, but that's one of the things that I think when you hear a Chris Collingsworth or you hear some of these color analysts, they spend time with the head coach.
They do.
Yeah. They spend time in practice.
With the players.
Yeah, and the players. And here he is. We all love Tom Brady. I mean, he's going to be an analyst, and he's not going to be truly an analyst.
Yeah, that is the interesting part of being a part owner. And let's say he'll never be able to do a Las Vegas Raiders game. That's for one thing. If he does get approved to be that minority owner. But this is really interesting.
Wouldn't it make more sense for the Raiders to hire him and put him as a color analyst for their television or for their radio?
Well, they're not going to
pay him. Be a Ron Wolfley for the Raiders.
Well, they're not going to pay him $300 million.
Of course not, but he owns a team.
Yeah, well,
he owns a part of the team.
And take that job away from Lincoln Kennedy? I mean, that wouldn't be very fair, would it?
Well, I think Lincoln will be okay.
2
Put him on the sideline where he was. I love Lincoln. Don't know if you listen.
This is very odd because they're restricting him because of his.
Makes sense.
It does to me too. Exactly.
I mean, how could you not? It's he's an owner that wants to succeed. He wants his team to do well, and if he's got some inside information on these teams, that, like for instance, the Raiders play the Browns, play the Cowboys, and here he is this week. Sitting down with the coaches and seeing the chalkboard.
Well, even if he goes in as a studio analyst, he's limited in what he can say. He can talk about the game overall and this and that. I mean, there's some egregious calls.
But come on, we've seen a lot of Tom Brady in the last 6 months.
Yes, we have.
He's out there doing a lot of stuff. Oh. He is one of the most opinionated guys that I have ever heard.
Well, no, that the social media hits he's doing all the time.
I don't follow him.
He's putting this out and that out, and
but he's not going to be able to hold back.
Well, if there's a really egregious call that's bad call needs to be measured, or
he's not going to be able to do it.
He can't do it.
There's no if and or
buts.
And
how can
he can't naturally remember that he's not allowed to say certain things about
he's going to say stuff.
Bring back Greg Olson.
Yeah, I love Greg.
I love Greg too.
Yeah,
I love that. Isn't it refreshing when you have a guy like Greg Olson who is saying it the way it is?
Yes, it was.
Break.
I mean, outstanding. Hey, we're out here at Wright Toyota. We'll kind of recap. We had 2 State 48 Roofing, it's your call questions of the day. We do want to remind you that you get in our fan pick'em, our Twin Peaks fan pick'em. It's free. We take your worst 4 weeks out. So if you lost last night, no big deal at all. So go to fanpick'em.com. Weekly prizes, $5,000. Got a survivor. We got all kinds of good stuff. Check it out, fanpick'em.com. We'll come back with more. Last one, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
101 Pima Freeway, northbound near Rain Tree Drive. We have an accident off right. Stop and go traffic from Via de Ventura. I-10 Interloop eastbound connector to State Route 51. An accident in the Gore Point section.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Looking for a place where everyone is welcome? Come to Azul Bar and Grill in Phoenix. Not your typical sports bar, Azul is the ultimate hangout spot for friends and families alike. Enjoy live music, catch your favorite games, play some fun games, and savor delicious food in a vibrant atmosphere. Visit us at 3134 West Carefree Highway in the Tremonto Plaza. Don't miss out on our daily events and specials at azulgrill.com. Azul Bar and Grill, a great time, but a better time with you.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
For WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them.
Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on righttoyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at righttoyota.com.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Kick off football season with Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light for a season-long fantastic tailgating giveaway. Text PEAKS to 59925 every day for your chance to win the amazing grand prize. A Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, pizza oven, cornhole set, portable beer pong table, an outdoor projector, inflatable screen, cases of Cocoa 5, a cooler, and Wild Gear tumblers. No purchase necessary. Just text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Make this football season unforgettable with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card? Uh-huh. Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase. Really? Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest, and of course, my good friend, Vanna White.
The new era of Wheel of Fortune is about to begin.
Let's play Wheel of Fortune.
The wheel you love is almost here.
Yeah, baby.
With tons of cash and prizes.
Let's go ahead and celebrate for a second over there.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Okay.
The new season of Wheel begins Monday, September 9th.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Yeah.
We got to rush Wells a unit. You got to cover Wells a unit too. If he gets out of the pocket, coverage can break down. You just can't cover that long, So we got to do a good job, all three levels, containing him, making sure that we try to keep him in, affect him, and then not let him generate explosives with his legs or his arm off of play extension. That's it's going to be a big time factor in the game.
Coach Jonathan Gannon for our Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. What do you think about that, Manuch?
Don't give up the big play when Josh Allen is on the move. We talked about that. Do not allow receivers to get behind you. Don't give up 15 to 20-yard runs with Josh Allen. Just contain the guy. So that 4-3 defense, are you going to have a spy with him? What are you going to do? If you do that, you take away part of your run defense. He's just that explosive. And I think with Jonathan Gannon said, look, guys, we can't give up the big plays, especially early on, because he's just that kind of a quarterback. Guy 6'6", 250, Rock. Runs a 4.5 40.
Our football 50. Our football 50 is 2 State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. The first one is, what's going to be a bigger storyline the first month of the season in the NFL? Is it Chiefs, a three-peat? Is it Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, rookie quarterbacks on the field, or new rules and officiating? What is Phoenix telling us?
Well, right now, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets is at 40%, followed by the rookie quarterbacks at 30%. Then it's the Chiefs, three-peat, 20%, and then new rules and officiating at 10%. Again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter.
The other question, really simple. Manuch was up all night for this one.
How'd
Who
you
will
know
win
that?
the Cards-Bills? Is it the Cards or is it the Bills?
Well, 75%
or other.
Yes, yeah, 75% say it's the Bills. 25% say it's the Cardinals. Again, I voted Bills, obviously, but I think it's
too.
I think the Bills.
I hope it's
Cardinals,
a good game. I hope they don't get blown out by 20. I hope it's who knows, another Hail Murray, who knows, if against the Bills like he did in the past. But I just think it's tough. it's always been tough for West Coast teams to go to play in Buffalo. That Bills Mafia. That's as you know better than anybody. I've never been to a game, but just by watching on TV and watching videos and stuff like that, it's got to be one of the top 5 places to watch an NFL game.
You'll have about 81,000
So I think number one, in my opinion, and I haven't been to all of them, when it comes to crowd, I'll go Green Bay number 1. Yeah. I'll go Kansas City number 2. Mm-hmm. I go Buffalo number 3. And then after that, there's not a team. Maybe Denver. I really like Denver. When it comes to the fan base,
Seattle's
loud.
That's loud.
Yeah, I put Seattle up there.
I look at the Bills crowd, 81,000. They get very, very loud. Don't get me wrong, but I think that just the fandom there is. Yes, how many people in red jerseys? You might see, I don't know, a handful, but that place is blue and red all over the place. And I think the moniker I'm thinking about is the Bills, the chip on their shoulders that you brought this earlier. Nobody gives them a chance to win this. I mean, they're
might be the radar a little bit.
Yeah, they're the radar.
It's not Super Bowl or bust.
No, it's not, because I think that the window is closing, especially after the last couple of years. The Chiefs beat them in the semis last year and got beat 2 years ago in the finals. But I think that chip on their shoulders, they read the newspapers. They understand what's going on. Hey, we lost this guy, lost that guy. Our defense has lost our linebacker, our 2 safeties, our outstanding corner. So they're kind of going in, hey, nobody's going to give us a chance. So they're going to have that we'll show you kind of attitude, I think, going into all these games. And, you could feel bad for the Cardinals this opening game because the Bills would come out and want to stop somebody, or the Cardinals could use all their weapons and make it a close game.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what a Motivation Monday is going to be here. If they do upset them, it is an upset, clearly, and what the tone is in our city. Will people all of a sudden jump? I mean, it's only game 1, but they're not picked to win this game. I mean, they're supposed to lose by a touchdown, and if they should win this game, will the bus in the garage? Would you be turning it on?
Well,
would you at least getting started? Would you start it up?
We saw them start 7-0 a few short years ago, Rock. And then injuries.
Place went nuts. The city went nuts.
But then they came back, got hammered in the playoffs. But yeah, if they go open up with a big win in Buffalo, it'd be a huge start.
Hey, real quick, if you get a minute, text Peaks to 59925 for our big, fantastic tailgating sweepstakes: a Traeger grill, a Blackstone griddle, a pizza oven, a cornhole set, beer pong table, all kinds of stuff. It's all up at rockandmanuch.com. You can do it daily. So tomorrow, Sunday, enter. The more times you enter, the more chances you can win. No purchase necessary. Just text Peaks to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. And great place to watch games over the weekend is, of course, Twin Peaks with 5 valid locations. For Richie, for our friends here at Wright Toyota, for Jax, for Jimmy B, who's golfing today, and for Manuch, I'm Rock. Have a great